Oh, hi everyone. I was just wondering how these 7 days have passed in a blur. I still remember the day when I got this WhatsApp notification saying that Manmeet Kaur DME has added me in a WhatsApp group named CIFFI Official 2020. And here we are today, on the concluding day of Cineast International Film Festival of India 2020. This was world's first 7-day hybrid international film festival. And I, Shreya Singh, on behalf of Delhi Metropolitan Education, welcome you all to the Valedictory and Award ceremony of second edition of Cineast International Film Festival of India 2020. CIFFI 2020 is being organized in association with Deakin University, Melbourne, Australia, one of the best public universities in Australia. There's a lot lined up in this valedictory session for all of you. But before we get into it, let us all join Anuruddha, Siddharth Kukreja, Shubham Mandal, and Vatsal Sethi in taking blessings from the Almighty.
वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समाप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा।
जय देव जय देव जय मंगल मूर्ति
दर्शन मात्रे मन कामना पूर्ति। जय देव जय देव जय देव जय देव जय मंगल मूर्ति श्री मंगल मूर्ति। दर्शन मात्रे मन कामना पूर्ति। जय देव जय देव। चलो स्टार्ट।
ज्वाला निकलती है आंखों में जिसके दिल में तेरा नाम है परवाही क्या उसका आरंभ कैसा है और कैसा परिणाम है धरती अंबर सितारे इसकी नजरें उतारे डर भी उससे डराए जिसकी रखवाली डाले डरता साया तेरा
Well, wasn't it awing? Now I request Ms. Manmeet Kaur, Assistant Professor, DME Media School, to formally welcome all our guests.
Thank you, Shreya. On behalf of DME Media School, I am Manmeet Kaur, Assistant Professor at Delhi Metropolitan Education. Welcome all to the valedictory function of the second edition of Cineast International Film Festival of India, CIFFI 2020. The film festival has organized by DME Media School in association with Deakin University, Melbourne, Australia. It is the world's first hybrid 7-day international film festival by the educational institutions. I welcome our chief guest of the day, Mr. Tigmanshu Dhulia, celebrated filmmaker, director, actor, and screenwriter. He is the festival ambassador of CIFFI 2020. I also welcome dignitaries from the film world, Mr. Pavel Gulati, film and television actor, Mr. Gurvinder Singh, a renowned film director, Mr. Prince Shadwal, a renowned filmmaker, Mr. Raj Gupta, a renowned filmmaker, Mr. Tejas Prabha Vijay, a distinguished filmmaker, writer, and director, Mr. Ashish Kulkarni, chairman of FICCI Animation, Visual Effects, and Gaming Comics, I also welcome dignitaries from academia, Professor K.G. Suresh, Vice Chancellor, Makhanlal University, Professor Ujjwal Chowdhury, Pro Vice Chancellor, Dean, School of Media, Communication and Fashion at Adamas University, Kolkata, Mr. Peter Dietz, Creative Director with Turner and Dietz Creative, Bombay Talkies Limited, Mr. Vikrant Kishore, Course Director, Film, Television and Animation, School of Communication and Creative Arts, Mr. Aditya Seth, award-winning filmmaker, academic consultant for University of South Wales, UK, Mr. Praveen Nagra, Festival Director, Kids Cinema 2020, CEO, White Coffee Event Management Private Limited, Dr. Gauri D. Chakravarti, Joint Acting Head, Amity School of Communication, Amity University, Noida, Ms. Kajal Suri, acclaimed actor, theatre artist, and broadcaster, New Delhi. Captain Divya Sharma, communication expert, scriptwriter, author, and voiceover artist. And Mr. Ramkishore Parcha, founder president of Delhi International Film Festival. I also welcome dignitaries from DME, Mr. Vipin Sahani, Chairman, DME in absentia, Ms. Kiran Sahani, Chairperson, DME in absentia, Mr. Raman Sahani, Vice Chairman, DME, Justice Bhavar Singh, Director General, DME, Professor Dr. Ravi Swami, Director, DME, Professor Dr. Amrish Saxena, Dean, DME Media School and Director, Studios and Production at DME, and Professor Dr. Susmita Bala, Head, DME Media School. I also welcome the faculty members from the DME Media School, participants and winners who have joined the valedictory function today. I also welcome my dear students who have joined the valedictory function for CIFFI 2020. CIFFI would not be possible without the support of our partners. We would like to thank our partners, the festival partners, Cover Drive Productions, Vigyan Prasad, CMS Vatavaran, Kids Cinema, VCare Film Festival, Delhi International Film Festival. Our institutional partners are Adamas University, Kolkata. Institutional partners are Indian Documentary Producers Association and Association of Documentary Filmmakers, Indian Academy of Shorts, an institution for imparting craftsmanship of filmmaking through small capsules, and New Delhi Film Foundation, a film society based in Delhi, a platform to appreciate different cinemas of the world. I also like to thank our media partners, The Pioneer, more than a century-old newspaper with progressive content and nationwide reach, and also the Policy Times, an international platform for unfolding policy and practice issues. Now I request Professor Dr. Susmita Bala, Head DME Media School, and Professor Dr. Amrish Saxena, Dean DME Media School, to please deliver report for CIFFI 2020.
Thank you, Manmeet. Hello, everyone present here at online platform. I welcome to all. In the presence of all esteemed guests, I am presenting this report card of CIFFI, Sinistra International Film Festival of India, CIFFI 2020, is being organized by Delhi Metropolitan Education, Noida, in association with Deakin University, Melbourne, Australia. We take the credit of hosting the world's first 7-day hybrid international film festival by educational institutions. We owe to all stakeholders and parent partners with whose help and support we are claiming the credit. I am presenting this report as Festival Associate Director along with Festival Director Dr. Ambarish Saxena from DME and Dr. Vikrant Kishore from Deakin University. We had an overwhelming response and received 110 films from 10 countries, 10 Indian states, and in 10 languages in 7 categories. The second edition of CIFFI witnessed 32 sessions, which lasted for 80 hours and had more than 70 experts from different parts of the world deliberating issues under the purview of cinema and COVID-19 impact. We screen competitive and non-competitive films for about 38 hours, divided in two sessions each day. We partnered with 12 institutions, including Cover Drive Production Noida, Vigyan Prasad, International Science Film Festival of India, and India International Science Festival, CMS Vatavaran, Environment and Wildlife Film Festival and Forum, Kids Cinema 2020, and Online International Children Festival, We Care Film Festival for promoting and exhibiting films on disability, Delhi International Film Festival. Our institutional partner include India Documentary Producers Association, India Academy of Shorts, and New Delhi Film Foundation. Our university partners is Adamas University, Calcutta. Our media partners include the Pioneer and the Policy Times. This festival is being organized by DME Media School is different in so many respects. Here, I will mention only a few. We organize every month a special lectures named after the name of eminent journalist B.G. Varghese, senior journalists and authors like Paranjay Guhatugurata, N.K. Singh, Prashant Tandon, Prabhat Shunglu, Harveer Singh, Shubhamay Bhattacharya, Rajesh Badal, Deepak Chaurasia, Sumit Avasthi, Punya Prasoon Bajpayee. This list is very long. Other than these expert lectures, we organize a major international conference by the name of ICANN. ICANN is a one of its kind conference in India. It is an international platform for students, academicians from around the world to discuss and deliberate on contemporary topics and themes. We have already hosted 3 successful editions of ICANN and published a total of 364 papers in 15 books. I must tell you here that we have state-of-the-art production facilities in Delhi Metropolitan Education. Our Studio 62, is splendid and memorizing. Coming back to CIFFI 2020, firstly, I explain CIFFI 2019. I want to tell you about the first edition of this festival. This first edition of CIFFI was organized in April 2019. This 4-day festival comprised 81 screenings, 4 curated sessions, 3 workshops, and 2 master classes. Filmmakers and film experts from 12 countries participated in this festival. Many government and non-government organizations has joined hand in this venture. This list include Vigyan Prasad, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, Delhi International Film Festival, We Care Film Festival, and many other film bodies. I must tell you this, no educational institution in the country organizes a film festival of this magnitude. Now over to Dr. Amrish Saxena.
Thank you, Dr. Susmita Bala. So continuing to tell more about this CIFFI 2020, because it has been a 7-day long festival and number of activities we organized. So to give you an overview as to what all has happened during these 7 days. The second edition of CIFFI 2020 witnessed 9 panel discussions, which were moderated by experts from around the world and included experts like Shian Michel from Deakin University, Melbourne. Then Dr. Vikrant Kishore, also from Deakin University, Melbourne. Then Dr. Gauri Chakravarti, who is from MET University, Noida. Then we had Mr. Praveen Nagda, who is the festival director of India's first online kids cinema 2020. And then Mr. Anand Jha, who represented the Center for Media Studies since CMS Vatavaran was also part of this. And then we had Mr. Ashish Singh, who represented New Delhi Film Foundation, which was one of our partners. We also had Dr. Martin Potter and Mr. Paul Potter. Mr. Martin Potter and Professor Ujjal Chaudhary, who is the Vice Chancellor of Adamas University. And we have Peter Dietz and Paul Dietz joining from Melbourne, who is also there, who has also joined this valedictory function. Now, to give you an overview of the panel discussions that we had, the first panel discussion was on ease in filmmaking in the digital era and the issue of quality, a discussion in the backdrop of COVID-19. And I must tell you that our theme was cinema and COVID-19 impact. So, keeping in view, we scheduled a number of sessions. So, this was completely a session by the students of DME Media School. Priyanka Nathani was the moderator, and the students who joined this panel discussion included Siddharth Kukreja, Mr. Shubham Mandal, Mohisin Alqab, Shriya Singh, and Mr. Akshay Mathur. The second panel discussion was on streaming stories, women filmmakers online. This was moderated by Dr. Shian Michel from Deakin University, Australia. And the panelists included Mrs. Lian Tonkes, who is a producer in Australia. Then Mrs. Meetu Bhaumik, again, she is from Australia. And Leena Yadav, who is a prominent Indian Hindi film director who is known for his film, particularly Parched. And then after this panel discussion, we also had another panel discussion which was on fiction filmmaking during COVID-19 challenges and opportunities. This was moderated by Dr. Martin Potter from Deakin University, Melbourne, Australia. And then the fourth panel discussion was on women in Indian cinema. This was moderated by Dr. Gauri Chakravarti. And the other panelists who contributed to this session included Professor Vinita Dhondial Bhatnagar from Bhopal and Dr. Kulveen Trehan. She is from Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University, Delhi. And then Ms. Priyanka Singh, who is a known cinematographer from Mumbai. Another panel discussion happened on documentary production during COVID-19 challenges and opportunities. This was an interactive session which was moderated by Dr. Vikrant Kishore, and all the panelists in this session were the students from Deakin University. And if I can name them, they were Andy Potter, Tim Roberts, JP Wu, Sam Lee, Sarah Thomas, Ved Sahani, and Olia Kobza. The sixth panel discussion was on what India and the world can learn from and contribute to each other in children's cinema. This session was in fact conceived and moderated by Mr. Praveen Nagda, who is the festival director of Kids Cinema 2020. And in this session, the panelists included from all across the world, including Dr. Madhu Chopra, who is the co-founder of Purple Pebbles Pictures. And incidentally, she is also the mother of Priyanka Chopra. And then the other panelists included Mr. Vessels, Miss Firdausa Bulbulia, who joined from South Africa, and Miss Pamela Besen, who joined from Canada, and Mrs. Deepa Kiran, who is a known storyteller and known all across the world for her peculiar style of storytelling. Another panel discussion was on filmmaking as a tool for environment communication. This session, we could do it with the help of CMS Vatavaran. And I owe for this to Professor P.N. Basanti, who is the Director General of CMS, and the panelists in this particular session. This was moderated by Mr. Pramod Pandey. And then the panelists in this session included Mrs. Aarti Srivastav, who is an award-winning documentary filmmaker, and Mr. Jalaluddin Bawa, who is an environmental filmmaker from Kashmir. And then the eighth panel discussion was completely different. It was to pay tributes to Soumitra Chatterjee, and the topic was Soumitra Chatterjee, an actor and beyond. So Soumitra Chatterjee is a stalwart, was a stalwart actor of Bangla films who has very recently breathed his last. So a very eminent panelist included in this session, and I must tell you this that the superstar of Bangla films, Mr. Parambrat Chatterjee, he was there for 15-20 minutes in this session, and it was a delight to talk to him and to listen to him. And then the ninth and the last panel discussion happened this morning at 9:30. This was moderated by Professor Ujjwal Chaudhary, who is the Vice Chancellor of Adamas University, and Adamas University is also a partner of CIFFI 2020. And Professor Chaudhary is known for all his support to all such kind of activities, and he's a big support to DME. So he moderated this session, and the panelists joined from Middle East to the United States. And then the panelists in this session included Mr. Utpal Acharya, who is the head of Cinepolis Gulf's box office alliances. He joined from Dubai. And then Mr. Siddharth Puri, who is the deputy manager in Saregama, and then Mr. Aftab Asgar, who is an independent filmmaker based in New York, United States, and also Ms. Monica Murthy was with us, who is known for her singing and in all kind of performances and mimicry and all. She has come to prominence for her recent mimicry on recently. She sings in 13, 14 languages. And Mr. Abhishek Ray was also with us, who is a film composer and who has given his music to number of blockbusters. Particularly, he came into prominence for his music in so many films. So moving on to the master classes, we held two master classes. One was taken by Mr. Ashish Kulkarni, who is a known name in the Indian animation film industry. And along with him, many prominent persons joined. And I must name them because they are the very prominent animation film directors of the country. These included Vaibhav Kumaresh, who is the creator of characters like Shimpu and Cheerful Bulbuli, and then E. Suresh, who is an Indian animator and film director, and Mr. Vikram Veturi, who is an Indian filmmaker and in film animation filmmaker and the director. And the other the master class was organized for us by Dr. Namrata Joshi on the topic exploration of mind and relationship in Hindi films. Dr. Joshi is head of the mass communication department in Guru Nanak Dev University, Jalandhar. Then four curated sessions, rather, two curated sessions were organized by Dr. Vikrant Kishore on Bombay Talkies and Australia-India connection. And this was held in two parts, the first on 15th and the second of 19th. And with the portions of rather five films were shown, two films this Shiraz and Throw of Dice, which are archival films. These were shown, and then three more films were shown on the last day. Some portions of these films: Achut Kanya, Kismat, and Mehal. Another curated session was organized by Dr. Suresh Sharma. He has made very good documentary on the king of romance, Shami Kapoor. And then two more persons joined in this session, Mr. Rajni Acharya, who has made a beautiful documentary on Muhammad Rafi. The name of the documentary was Dastane Rafi. And another documentary was made by Bipin Chaubal on Mahendra Kapoor. So these documentaries were shown, and then there was a discussion followed in which all these filmmakers joined. We have two workshops also in this festival. The first workshop was organized by Mr. Nimish Kapoor on science filmmaking, and another workshop was organized yesterday on filmmaking during lockdown, and this was moderated, this was steered by Cover Deepak Gulati, and the actors who joined in this session included Mr. Sarabjit Singh Arora from Toronto, Canada, Mrs. Wani Kumar, who joined from New Delhi, and then Mr. Tipu Sultan, who joined from Pakistan. Over to you, Dr. Susmita Bala.
Thank you, Dr. Saxena. Maintaining quality of programs despite disruptions, we conducted the sessions on Zoom application, and we tried to maintain the broadcast quality of programs at all levels, be it technical handling, production or dissemination. We live streaming the movies and the sessions together on two media players embedded on our official website www.ciffi2020.ac.in. We did the live streaming of all the sessions on YouTube and Facebook. CIFFI 2020 was visible on all social media platforms, including Facebook and Instagram. All the teachers were there working as a team, while Ms. Manmeet Kaur took care of overall coordination and logistics. Ms. Sanchita Chakravarti did take care of cultural program, which was organized in the inaugural function and which is also to be performed in the end of this valedictory function. Most of the performers are the students of DME Media School. Mr. Ritik Ghosh, Ms. Sumantra Sarthi Das, and Mr. Sachin handled the technical team, and Ms. Kritika Sati looked after the social media team. For coverage of the film festival in media, a media team was created under supervision of Mohammad Kamil. Students of DME Media School and other institutions were involved in this festival in great numbers. Our own students took up the responsibility of anchoring, preparing press release every day in English and Hindi, and doing coverage for DME Media School newsletter. I would especially like to congratulate Shreya, Ishita, Priyanka, Siddharth, Shubham, Rishabh, Ashray, and creative team of students. For maintaining excellent coordination with the teachers, guests, and participants. They played an instrumental role in the smooth running of the festival. So over to Dr. Saxena.
Thank you, Dr. Bala. So continuing about just 1 minute, I will take only. I forgot to tell you about the jury members. We had jury for 2 days, and they previewed all 110 films and gave their judgment according to which we have given the prizes in different categories, which are to be announced shortly. And I must make a mention that the jury members included sorry, I got muted. So I was telling you about the jury. So four eminent persons agreed to be with us for 2 days to be there in the jury. Now these included Mr. Pankaj Rakesh, Mr. Ashok Purang, Mr. Nimish Kapoor, and Captain Divya Sharma. And conclusively, I must tell you that the way we conceived the festival, it was unlike all other festivals which would have been ever organized in India or any other part of the world. We did it in the hybrid mode, which was obviously for the first time in the entire world, and that too the focus is obviously more on online, because when we planned it in August, we were not knowing that what was going to be the situation in December. So accordingly, we kept it in the hybrid mode, and we did a lot of things in the physical space. And since many people must be knowing that we have a state of the art studio, Studio 62 in DME, so we put the complete setup in Studio 62. And today also the student anchor is sitting in the studio. We also called a few guests in the studio and had the interaction in the physical space. So to the extent possible, we try to maintain that combination. And the focus of the film festival was all obviously on the screening of films, because it is a film festival. But we wanted to create a space for deliberations on different aspects of cinema. So that is how we included the children's cinema, we included the science films, all this we tried to do. And then we also had emphasis on women. The films which are being made on women or the women filmmakers. And the two entire sessions were handled only by women. I mean, one session happened with the help of the Deakin University, wherein Dr. Shiad Michel conducted. So all women panelists were there. Another session was handled by us, by DME Media School. So there also, I mean, Dr. Gauri Chakravarti moderated that, and that was also all women session. So our focus is that unless this half of the population is not included, so nothing is possible. So that way we try to create an inclusive film festival. We also paid attention on the children's film, and with the help of Mr. Praveen, it became possible. And then we try to connect to the entire world with all those people who are devoting their time and energy on children's cinema. So that is how we this whole platform emerged as a platform for deliberation. I have not counted initially. We were thinking that there are 60, 70 experts, but I don't know where this number has increased. So many experts, and mind it, we are so lucky that most of the people joined voluntarily on their own initiative. So this shows the success of CIFFI, and we are optimistic, we are hopeful that in the next year when the things will improve, we will have in the hybrid mode, because online has its own advantages. So we will have a combination, and next year we will try to do something bigger than this. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, I'd like to call Professor Ujjwal K. Chaudhary, who is the Pro Vice Chancellor, Branding International Relations, Corporate Relations, CSR. He is also the Dean, School of Media, Communication and Fashion, Adamas University, Kolkata. Professor Chaudhary comes with years of academic and professional experience. He has worked with School of Media, Pearl Academy, Delhi, and Mumbai. Head Educational Division, Ramoji Kran Group, Senior Academic Consultant, Amsterdam International Media School, Dean, Faculty of Media, Design and Communication, Amity University, Mumbai. Dean DGMC Devi Prasad Goenka Media College, Mumbai University. Dean Whistling Woods International School of Communication, Film City, Mumbai. Executive Director, ISB and M School of Communication, Dean of the Symbiosis International University, and Director of Symbiosis Institute of Media and Communications, Pune and Bangalore campus. I request Professor Ujjwal Chaudhary to kindly say a few words.
Thank you. I had already moderated one session in the morning, and I had lovely panelists. Though there was an initial glitch, but then the audio glitch, but then the panelists were so superb, and we had really practical suggestions, ideas, and programs that they're doing in Dubai, in New York, and in India, and Indian various cities which they shared. So I don't have much to say here. I really appreciate the second edition of this festival being done on a blended manner, and as Dr. Saxena said, it is good to do a blended way going ahead. We are trying at our university, Adams University, to do the first ever film festival here on this campus. This is a new, only 6 years old. This is the 6th year running, the first ever program in the next quarter. So I really appreciate. I would like to tell that one of my guests in the morning panel was Mr. Aftab Asgar from New York, and he has later on, after the program was over, had an interaction with me. They are organizing a South Asian Film Festival in USA in a blended mode, which will be telecast and video streamed as well, along with physical program. And he was very impressed with this program as well. Maybe we can all cooperate, collaborate with him, with them, to create an international film festival in which both DME and Adamas University, and maybe even a couple of other good institutes from India, like a University of Media is there, Makhanlal Chaturvedi, which is doing great work, and the Vice Chancellor is a very energetic friend of ours. Maybe we can bring all these institutes and add value and create an international experience through the South Asian Film Festival in New York sometime in the middle of the next year. So that's something that I leave a food for thought. Second food for thought, this is a real life experience. I don't know, I'm sure, as I can see, students are anchoring. That's a great experience. But apart from anchoring, at every level, making the short videos, making the press releases, getting the newsletter out, getting interacting with the guests, writing emails, sending social media campaign. Each of these function is a new age function of communication. All of these are live examples of what you will actually do for money, do for salary tomorrow, and you are able to do it here on campus free of cost. I mean, in a way, that's a part of the education. That's a part of the education. So it's a fabulous experience you're having. I would suggest that please learn snacking video. Snacking video is like there's a 2 hours extraordinary panel discussion. Can you just make a 2 minutes or a 1 minute video out of it, taking very pertinent lines and make the audience desire to see the full one? How do you lead from a 1 or 2 minutes video to a full meal of the video, a snack to a meal, a 2 minutes to a 90 minutes program? So this snacking video ability is a very critical ability if you can develop that. And also, can you develop each session into an episode? In India, a typical episode in a channel is 22 minutes. Can you turn a 90 or 100 minutes program into a 22 minutes, well edited, properly packaged, something that can be actually telecast? Now, these are some examples of packaging, post-event, post-production, that are packaging that one needs to learn as well. Today, cinema is anything between 30 seconds and 180 minutes. 30 seconds to 3 hours, fiction or non-fiction, branded content or just for fun or entertainment or for education, whatever is the purpose, every video is now coming under the ambit of cinema. The broadening of the definition has happened in the web era. So this is a fabulous time that you can actually learn to tell the same story in a 30 seconds or 2 minutes, a 10 minutes sort of a video, and learn how to package it. And prepare also content on your own at different levels. As you have already heard, an iPhone was used to make one feature film that was funded by, that was produced by one of our speakers in the morning session. And that went ahead to win some award, couple of awards, and earn 6 times the money of what it was spent. It was just 26 lakhs odd expense, and it already brought in some 2 crores, 8 times, sorry, around 2 crores of income. So that's something even a college can do. We at our university or you at your college can do that. Making a film of 25 lakhs is no big deal if there is a fabulous concept and storyline. So this is something that you would really like to. I really appreciate, how the festival is packaged. Festival is not for the sake of just 20 hours program online. Festival is also to inspire you to do things related to audiovisual communication in times to come. There are global competitions of film fests on campus, global competition of online events. Please participate there. You had done a 10-day big conference. Now you have done a 6 days big film festival. Please edit, package, and participate in this contest. At least, even if you get one of the 10 awards or a special mention, jury special mention across the globe, that's a great boost to the confidence of those who are organizing, the management and the students. Please participate. And DME has been, I have once seen some program of your law as well, law department. And for media, I've seen 3 or 4 programs. DME has been doing what many private universities, beginner private universities have not been doing. Even to that extent, the college has been doing. It's high time that the management should think that you are good enough to become a university of your own. It's a fabulous work that you are doing. I would request that we cooperate and collaborate further in all our programs whenever we can. You in our program, as you did last time in June, Media Next. Similarly, the next Media Next is coming in March. Similarly, we also cooperate in as many programs as possible. And let us also cooperate and collaborate to create a South Asian Film Festival based out of New York. And we become their academic partners from India. And you all students, I think I see 201 just now online in this Zoom. There will be more outside as well in the video streaming platforms. Please do not just be passive audience. Take various roles that you can. I know a good number of you have taken role. Maybe 25-30% of you were active, totally active. And for the remaining 70%, there are newer occasions. Please be active. This is a great learning platform, and you will repent it later on if you do not take an active role. I tell it to my students, I'm telling it to you. 20 years later, we do not remember what we have done, but we remember what we did not do and what we should have done 2 decades earlier. Thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, sir. That was highly motivating as well as sweet. Well, we have Dr. Martin Potter from Australia, and thank you so much, sir, for joining us. Your presence really matters. Next, I would like to call Mr. Justice Bhavar Singh, Director General, Delhi Metropolitan Education, to kindly share his thoughts.
Mr. Aman Sahani, the Vice Chairman of DME, dignitaries from the DME College and Deccan University, ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to be a part of this film festival. Cinema is the most democratic art as it uses the most appropriate language for audiences and can be accessible almost everywhere because of the internet facilities. Film festivals can consolidate and maintain democracy, peace, and freedom. These festivals have contributed to an increase of critical thinking and created active citizenship in almost every country. For years, film producers have been creating film on different topics touching the social evils, etc. Yet the steady growth of viewers continues. Entertainment portfolio too has been taken care of by the organizers. Global digitalization is now an exceptional tool for crossing the communication channels from the most distant places. Film festivals are helping at the front line of an increasingly polarized world. Whenever and whatever happens in the farthest place of the world, it occupies the festival screens within the next year. Moreover, you get a chance to speak to characters of the film and the witnesses of the stories. The Underwear Festival of United Kingdom was founded to address the gender imbalance in film and change the film industry from the inside out. Women through that event are organized across the filmmaking crafts. I'm sorry, women through that event are recognized across the filmmaking crafts. Film festivals have the power to provide a platform for films and filmmakers who do not have the support of distributors and marketing campaigns behind them. In such events, the filmmakers get a chance to introduce their work and discuss topics shown in the film. Hence, film festivals encourage and create dialogue between the people. Friends, I'm of the view that festival should be all about the extraordinary experience, sharing energy and emotions. An organizer of Russian Film Festival observed that we get a chance to show our films despite unfriendly atmosphere for political reasons. Like Russia, there are many countries in the world where democratic political environment does not prevail. The filmmakers of such countries showcase their art and craft through film festivals organized elsewhere in the world. Sam Wilson of United Kingdom, who is the director of a film festival, said that film festivals existed to inspire audiences and keep the excitement alive for cinematic experiences. Also, he said that we can share learnings about logistics and educational values. Another manager of a film festival, which is called Glasgow Film Festival, is of the opinion that through film festivals we can screen new classic and cult movies that the audiences will like, and it may also include free and family screenings for deaf and community and autistic audiences, as well as dementia friendly events. Thus, the new filmmakers can reveal their variety of work beneficial for all societies across the world. Friends, we can recall about the three glorious film festivals of the world: Venice, Cannes, and Berlin, collectively known as the Big Three. Events dedicated to architecture, dance, music, theater, and more make it clear that a passion for arts run through the Venice canals. Teen festivals have used messages about gender's equality in cinema, and it definitely teach the backward communities that men and women are equal in all respect, which is people learn about the new industry trends, setting the tone for the movies that will hit the theaters around the globe in all respect. in the years to come. I hope that this festival is spreading over a week might have imparted all teachings which people aspire to learn from such events. My compliments to Media School of Delhi Metropolitan Education College and its partner Deccan University for having organized a very successful film festival. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, here I would like to call one of our festival directors, Dr. Vikrant Kishore, course director, film, television, and animation, and senior lecturer in screen and design at the Faculty of Arts and Education, Deakin University. Dr. Kishore is an alumnus of prestigious institutes like RMIT University, Melbourne, AJK Mass Communication Research Center, Jamia Millia Islamia, and St. Stephen's College, Delhi University, India. Dr. Kishore is an academician, filmmaker, journalist, and a photographer. Dr. Kishore has more than 25 documentaries and corporate films to his credit, and his area of expertise are Bollywood films, the folk and tribal culture of Eastern India, as well as the issues of caste politics in India. He is a recipient of prestigious IPRS scholarship by the Australian government and was awarded fellowship by the German government at Heidelberg University's Cluster of Excellence. Dr. Kishore has been associated with various institutes and organizations in various capacities, such as Channel 7, Deakin University, Australia, December Films, ABC Channel, Australia, Channel 31, Delhi University, ZTV, Z News, Bramwell Drash, Delhi Press, Houston and Stroff, and Imaginations Inc. Currently, Dr. Vikrant Kishore is animation and senior lecturer in screen and design at the Faculty of Arts and Education, Deakin University. Now I request Professor Dr. Vikrant Kishore to please share a word with all of us.
Hello and welcome to you all. Before I start, I'll just do an acknowledgement to the country. So on behalf of, I would like to, on behalf of Deakin University, firstly, I would like to recognize the various traditional lands where we are located and acknowledge the elders, past, present, and emerging. I acknowledge the land, waterways, and airways of the Kulin Nation and the Gundit Mara people and pay our respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. Just to let you know that this is a kind of an acknowledgement that every Australian do before starting any particular program, and this is to pay respect to the Aboriginal landowners and of Australia. So this is just to let you know. So of course, on behalf of film, television, and animation course at Deakin University, firstly, I'm pleased to welcome you all to Cineast International Film Festival of India, which has been jointly organized by Deakin as well as Delhi Metropolitan Education, which has led this particular festival. Secondly, it gives me a great pleasure to see that this virtual festival was successful in delivering the festival online. You know, the virtual delivery is always a kind of a problematic thing. And over the, since COVID started, we have gone virtual, and it was such a pleasure to be a part of so many of these panel discussions and watching films online. So with more than 100 film screenings and some really amazing panel discussions that saw many fine filmmakers and film academics participation, as well as student participation from both the universities. I'm really thankful to Dr. Susmita Bala and Amrish Saxena ji for giving an overview, so I don't need to delve into that. They have already provided a very, very in-depth analysis of how these particular panels were formed and what happened. For Deakin, it was a proud moment to showcase a bouquet of more than 50 student films, 4 staff films, curated segments, and specialist panels, and including 14 students from film, television, and animation course as panelists. So what we want to do and what we look forward to is to continue our effort to create a network of film professionals and students. And this is a kind of a thing which we had in mind when we came together in 2018, is that it should not be just staff exchanges or just staff involvement from the 2 universities, but our students should be actively taking part. Of course, because of the travel issues and all in the past, it was not possible effectively. But the virtual festival actually made it possible, and that is a really, really great step forward. And as I mentioned in the opening as well, that we started a particular network called Australia India Film Practitioners and Researchers Network. Uh, we have been still developing that particular research network, and 2021 will be the time where we will start organizing special events and research based podcasts and podcasts on Australian and Indian cinema. So that will be an area where we'll be looking really, really, to take this collaboration further and forward beyond film festivals and conference organizations. Or rather, we would like to see around the year kind of events and kind of discussions and deliberations on films that we can talk about and films that we can research on. And definitely it will pave way for more student and staff collaboration between DME and Deakin. As earlier, I think Professor Ujjwal was mentioning about student and staff collaboration. In fact, Deakin has already taken a whole lot of, we have already done so much in terms of student and staff collaboration. About 3 years back, we ended up making an international film, which was a collaborative film between staff and student, where the two of the staff members, Donna McRae and Liz Bosch. Donna was the director and Liz was the producer, and all the students from the final year, most of the students, were crew. And the film called, it was a horror genre film, The Lost Gully Road. It actually has won almost more than 12 international awards and really, really big film festivals across the world. So that is one thing which we really look forward, is that to create these kind of network and collaboration, not only within Deakin, but also across the board with our partners like DME. We would like to, explore those kind of possibilities. I would definitely like to acknowledge the work that Professor Amrish Saxena and Dr. Sushmita Bala has put in for CIFFI 2020. A project like this needs vision and a collaborative approach, which of course Professor Saxena has demonstrated time and time again with various successful projects that he has undertaken, and which we have been very, very, thankful in a way to be collaborating on, and we'll always be supportive. I would also like to extend thanks on behalf of Deakin to DME's CIFFI team that comprised of Ritvik Ghosh, Sumantra Sarthi Das, Manmeet Kaur, Sachin Nair, Kritika Sati, Yashashvika Yadav, Mudita Raj, Sanchita, and many other staff and students. The list is quite long. So I'll just thank you all of you. You all deserve our applause for the work that you have put in, and this would have certainly not been possible without the contribution of all the team members here. I would also like to thank the management of DME, Chairman of DME, Mr. Vipin Sahni, Chairperson, Ms. Kiran Sahni, Vice Chairman, Mr. Aman Sahni, who has been very, very supportive and encouraging for these kind of collaborations. And I see his enthusiasm really, really, in a way, holding this festival together. I would also like to thank the Director General, Justice Bhavat Singh, who's also with us today, and Director of DME, Professor Ravikant Swami, for this valuable partnership. And at Deakin, I would like to thank Dr. Simon Wilmot, Dr. Martin Potter, Dr. Shan Mitchell, Professor Dirk De Bruin, and Simeon Taylor, because they were collaboratively, working with me and spared time to come on board on various panels as well. So I'm really thankful for them. I would also like to acknowledge all the partners and supporters and our bright, enthusiastic, and valuable students. Without the students, there is no festival. Actually, the festival is for you students, and that is what we celebrate. The biggest possible award that teachers get at the end of these kind of film festivals is that they paved way for students to learn and to interact and possibly collaborate in future with people that matter, or people who can show them some particular understanding of the business of filmmaking and also the whole critical aspect of it. And I hope we continue our association with CIFFI and possibly organize a special CIFFI edition here in Melbourne. So probably 2021, we should be looking at Melbourne to take the lead. So thank you once again. Thank you, Amrish ji. Thank you, Shushmita ji. And thanks to all your team.
Thank you so much, sir, for your ever so kinding words. Now I'd like to call Professor K.G. Suresh, Vice Chancellor Makhanlal Chaturvedi National University of Journalism and Communications, Bhopal. Former DG, Indian Institute of Mass Communications, New Delhi. Ex-jury member, National Film Awards and Indian Panorama, and ex-member, FTII, Governing Council and SRFTI Society, Kolkata. KG Suresh is a New Delhi-based senior journalist, columnist, and communication specialist. Dr. Kishore has and columnist. Now I would like to call Professor KG Suresh to share a few words with us.
Thank you. Somehow I'm unable to, unmute my video. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon to all the distinguished panelists. My sincere apologies. Ideally, I think Vikrant Kishorji should be the last speaker, and I had an urgent meeting in the ministry, so I had to go there. So my sincere apologies, to begin with. But I have always ensured that in any DME program, there is no reason why I should miss it. It's always a pleasure. You have been organizing these fabulous events, and right from cine's to webinars to F programs, and DME, I would say, within a short span has carved out a niche for itself in media education, and I must say that you have in fact become a trendsetter, and my compliments to the entire DME team, and of course the media school headed by Professor Ambrish Saxena, you know, supported by Dr. Sushmita Bala and the entire team, and of course the entire management. I've had the privilege of meeting all of them. I've had the privilege of also attending the Cineast festival. I must say that this is a very bold experiment that you have done during this COVID-19 time, to have you have set a record of sorts, I believe, and this is indeed a laudable initiative coming from a private enterprise, so to say. In fact, I would have expected the big names in media education, the so-called big names, to take the lead, but you have shown that you are second to none, and cinema is a very powerful tool. And today's younger generation, I've already spoken about this inauguration also, and I don't want to repeat it, that today digital form has become the most powerful, most effective platform to reach out to the generation X, Y, Z, whatever you call them. That is the generation that is looking at digital platform in a big way. OTT has come in a big way, and you have really sought to, there is this saying that catch them young, and you have sought to catch them young, attract them towards filmmaking, which is a great art, by showing them the finest film around, and I really appreciate. And of course you have collaborated with very prestigious university like Deccan University, and you have brought in some of the leading media educators in the country, which, irrespective of the fact that we are all working in the same discipline, the kind of collaboration, the kind of synergy that I saw in this particular event is really, setting an example. And I can also assure you that from your next edition onwards, Makhanlal Chaturvedi National University of Journalism will also be delighted to be a partner in this, endeavor towards excellence. My compliments. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. It's always a pleasure to hear you. Now, I request our Director of Delhi Metropolitan Education, Professor Dr. Ravikant Swami, to please share his thoughts and ideas with all of us.
So it has been a great week. The past 7 days were very interesting, a lot of learning, and I can say I personally enjoyed very many sessions, particularly the collections about Muhammad Rafi and the other collections which happened yesterday. So I must congratulate the DME Media School for holding this great show. And today this show has come to an end, which is of course like a happy and sad moment, because I wish I could have participated even more in this. uh, it has happened for the first time that film festival is coinciding with the admissions season also, and our newly admitted students are also right now participating in this. uh, with such great partners like Deccan, Makhalan Chaturvedi University, and announcements like Dr. Suresh did, I'm very sure the next version of CIFFI is going to be even better. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. As we all are already aware that the films for the competition are divided in seven competitive categories, which are fiction film, documentary, short film, animation film, musical, art film, and COVID-19 lockdown diaries. So before getting along with the award-winning part of CIFFI 2020, let's have a glimpse of all the movies which have secured a position in this mega film festival. Can we have the AV, please?
This is CIFFI Awards. CIFFI 2020 Awards for two best documentaries goes to Freedom on Wheels, Tahira. Special jury mention, Advocate of Oasis, Seedman. CIFFI 2020 Award for two best fiction film goes to Leave. Her name was Grace. Special jury mention, An Open Sky. CIFFI 2020 Award for two best short film goes to Kant. Loop. Special jury mention, Amma. CIFFI 2020 Award for two best lockdown diaries goes to Ruhaha. Bird Song. CIFFI 2020 Award for two best animation film goes to Artham Anartham. Meow or Never. CIFFI 2020 Award for two best music videos goes to Light in Your Eyes, Chuk Chuk Puji.
Well, the AV made it quite clear, but still. The top two films in the animation category were Artham Anartham by Mr. Harish Iyer and Meow or Never by Miss Neerja Rajkumar. The top two films in the second category, which is documentary, are Freedom on Wheels by Mr. Shivam Sharma and Miss Lavina Punjabi. The second movie is Tahira by Mr. Afzal Sofi. This category had two special jury mentions, which are Advocate of the Oasis by Mr. Jyotirmay Deb and Seedman by Mr. Sayantan Mukherjee. The next category is musicals, and the top two films are Light in Your Eyes by Mr. Oscar Cousins, Marcus Gallic, and James Putrell, and the second musical is Juk Juk Puji Ahinatar by Shweta Datta. The next category is short films, and the top two films are Kant by Karishma, Paridhi, Jasleen, and Noor, and the second film is Loop by Harsh, Vanshika, Vagisha, and Yashika. The next category is fiction film, and the top two films are Leave by Denai Grief and Carlos Caminos, and the second film is Her Name Was Grace by Gaiden Souza. The final and our special category for CIFFI 2020 was COVID 19 Lockdown Diaries, and the top two films are Bruhaha by Mr. Gaurav Madan and Bird Song by Miss Anananda Kapoor. Congratulations to all the directors and their teams on behalf of the entire Delhi Metropolitan Education team and Cineas International Film Festival of India team. Now I am more than glad to be the one to welcome Mr. Tigmanshu Dhulia, Festival Ambassador CIFFI 2020. Mr. Tigmanshu Dhulia is an Indian film dialogue writer, director, actor, screenwriter, producer, and casting director known for his works in Hindi cinema and television. He wrote the dialogues for the 1998 film Dil Se, which was the first Bollywood film to chart in the UK top 10 and was screened at the Berlin International Film Festival. His directing career was also garnered international recognition with the biographical film Pan Singh Tomar, premiered at the 2010 BFI London Film Festival, and the thriller drama Sahib Biwi Aur Gangster. Pan Singh Tomar eventually went to win the National Film Award for Best Feature Film in 2012. Similarly, his sequel film Sahib Biwi Aur Gangster Returns has gained critical acclaim. He is well known for his role as Ramadhir Singh in Anurag Kashyap's modern cult film Gangs of Wasipur. Mr. Dhulia holds a master's degree in theatre from National School of Drama. We have a short video prepared for you, sir, as our small gesture of saying thank you for having a constant faith in us. Now I request Mr. Dhulia to please motivate all the film enthusiasts who have joined us for this valedictory session. So I hope you're here. Sir, unmute yourself, please.
Can you hear me, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Oh, great. Well, thank you so much for having me, and I must thank everybody involved in this festival, which is a regular feature. And I must congratulate Amrish ji for inviting me to be the chief guest. It's very strange to be a virtual chief guest. Though I was involved in this endeavor right from the beginning, I think, when it started. And it's a great thing. I mean, film festivals usually, this is the first time everybody is experiencing this these virtual meetings. Otherwise, film festivals were always a time, a place where everybody, all the participants and people who are avid film buffs get a chance to interact with each other, and discuss and fight and agree with each other, aesthetics, film aesthetics, and that is not possible now in these COVID times. But thank you so much for having me. I'm sure I've not seen the film, but the glimpse which I saw, the brief glimpse of all the films which we just screened, I mean, it appeared to be quite mature and thought-provoking films from Australia, films, short films, and the music videos like I saw. So those clips said a lot, and the themes I could just understand just by the titles of those films, and those themes were very relevant and very true to our times, which is the most important thing a filmmaker should first achieve. I mean, it is not the craft, it is the content, what the filmmaker is trying to say, what is inside him. That is more important. And with the guidance of all your teachers, Mr. Amish Saxena, I'm sure these young kids are trained well to step out in the real world and show their talent. And the award functions are a great encouragement for everybody. This is a great effort. This is a great endeavor, and I think it should continue. So thank you so much, and thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, sir. Well, as we all know, CIFFI 2020, an extravaganza 7 days film festival, happened in an all hybrid mode, though internationally, amongst the pandemic in 2020. We certainly have a lot to remember CIFFI 2020 about. But coming off a souvenir makes things better only. So please grab a copy of CIFFI 2020 souvenir, which is being dropped in the chat box. Complimenting it, we are unveiling the souvenir on your screens right now. Awestruck, aren't you? Well, want to know something more amazing? Our association with Deakin University, Melbourne, Australia amazes me. How, in such a short time, they've become an important part of Delhi metropolitan education, Noida. It's simply gladdening to witness this one of a kind association of DME and Deakin. And so, I am pleased to welcome our guests from Deakin University. Coming up is Mr. Peter Dietz. Mr. Dietz is a creative director with Turner and Dietz Creative in Melbourne, who in his 30s discovered that he had an Indian connection, that too with the famous Indian filmmaker Himanshu Rai. Thus, he and his family embarked on a journey to explore their Indian heritage through their maternal grandfather, Himanshu Rai, and to bring to the world the pioneering work that Rai did as a filmmaker in India, especially with the foundation of Bombay Talkies, one of the three big film studios in India. Peter curated the Bombay Talkies exhibition that was held in Melbourne from 8th February to 2nd of July 2017 in the Australian Centre for the Moving Images. Now I request Mr. Peter Dietz to kindly say a few words for all of us.
Hi, it's great to be with you. I've never been involved with a Zoom film festival before, and it's really quite astounding. I congratulate everybody who's involved, and I think it's a wonderful achievement during these particular times. So once again, a big congratulations to all involved. I had the pleasure of discussing my grandfather and the Bombay Talkies with Vikrant and some students over the last few days, and I really enjoyed it. It always awakens me and gets me fired up about learning more and doing more about the legacy of Himanshu Rai, and moving forward with our plan to bring a lot of our archive to India one day. So hopefully we can do this with everybody's help, because it's not a solo effort. It requires a lot of people to get on board and be on the same page and try and make something beautiful happen again. So all I can say is thanks for letting me be a part of it. It's been a pleasure, and I wish you all very well, and good luck for 2021.
Thank you so much, sir. I hope all our winners are excited, happy, and definitely have a lot to say. So, this is the time. I request Mr. Harish Iyer, Director of Artham Anartham, winner of Animation category, to please share their thoughts with all of us.
Hello, am I audible?
Mr. Harish Iyer, are you here?
Hi. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Hello.
sir, you are audible.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much for this recognition. I mean, during this testing times, any sort of recognition feels good. And thank you for recognizing the work. This was a passion project which took almost 3 years for me to complete. And I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Again, this is a very testing and trying time for all of us. And to bring in joy in any form, especially in the form of art and current situation, political scenario, you can see that art is being used in various ways, not to, let's just say, uh, create a soothing environment. It's being used in various other ways. So my idea was to use this art form to take our attention away from all the mess that is happening around us. Just if even for 10 minutes, if you forget all the tension, if it brings a smile to your face, that's a big achievement for me. And regarding this film festival, CIFFI, uh, being selected itself is a big honor for me, let alone being recognized as the best animation. So thank you so much. And again, I'm really, really honored for this great achievement. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Harsh, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Now I would like to call Mr. Jyotirmay Deb for his film Advocate of the Oasis to say a few words.
Hello, good afternoon. Hopefully, I'm audible.
Yes, sir, you are.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you, CIFFI. Thank you, DME, for that nice award. Thank you, jury members. Nothing to say much. Individual filmmaker always appreciates awards and this kind of encouragement from the institution, eminent institution like yours. Hoping for the best. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Jyotirmay. Well, due to some unavoidable reasons, Mr. Sayantan Mukherjee, director of Seedman, couldn't join us. But he has sent a video message for all of us. So let's have a look.
Hi, I'm extremely happy, honored, and privileged to have my film Seedman selected for CIFFI 2020. I want to thank Delhi Metropolitan Education and Deakin University for organizing such an important festival. Now, I've been following the online screenings and have come across some brilliant and important films. We make science documentaries to create awareness among people and bring some positive change. And I really thank CIFFI for selecting and screening science films to help us in our cause.
Thank you so much, Sayantan. Now, have you ever heard of the phrase, first is always special? It so is true. We can never forget the thrill and excitement of CIFFI 2019, which was the first edition. So let's have a look at the highlights of CIFFI 2019. Wow. Let me introduce another special guest of the day, Mr. Gurvinder Singh, an acclaimed director from the film world. Gurvinder Singh is an Indian film director. He is best known for his Punjabi language Anne Gore Dadan and Chauthi Koot, which premiered at Venice and Cannes Film Festival, respectively. Gurvinder is an alumnus of the prestigious Film and Television Institute of India, FTII Pune, from where he studied filmmaking and graduated in 2001. He traveled extensively through Punjab between 2002 and 2006, living and traveling with folk itinerants documenting folk ballads and oral narratives. It led to his first documentary, Pala. He continued to make short experimental works and documenting arts and artists for the next few years. In 2005, he was invited by avant-garde Indian filmmaker Mani Kaul to be his teaching assistant for a masterclass at FTII, which led to a close association with the filmmaker who became his mentor. He translated and published a book of conversations of Udayan Vajpayee with Mani Kaul titled Uncloven Space. His latest film is Infiltrator, starring Veer Rajwan Singh, which is a 15-minute short story in an international omnibus called In the Same Garden. Well, due to some last-minute developments, he couldn't join us, but he sent his best wishes for all our future endeavors and assured to be present in any of our other academic deliberations. We have prepared a short video for him, so let's have a look. Well, I'll be lying if I say the past 6 days have been easy, though they haven't. But one thing for which I'm sure is that it was undoubtedly the best 1 week we all witnessed. So let's have a look on all the behind the scenes operations and highlights of CIFFI 2020. So CIFFI 2020 is finally happening amidst the pandemic, the chaos, the mess. All the storytellers, the stories, the films and the filmmakers will finally get to know what's happening in the second edition of Cines International Film Festival of India. So come, let's go.
Lights, camera, we are live now.
It's an absolute delight to be here at the start of this wonderful film festival.
This festival is a joint venture of Delhi Metropolitan Education, India, and Deakin University, Melbourne, Australia.
And this hybrid film festival was a challenge we took upon us jointly between DME and Deakin.
But then we decided to go ahead. Instead of dropping the festival, we decided to go ahead and to have the second edition festival. And that is how in September we launched it. And in three and a half months time, we made all the preparations and we decided to have it on the hybrid mode and a few other sessions. I mean, we are doing the things in our studio, from our studio and physically. Even our jury members, we had 2 days jury and 4 jury members were there.
And I would acknowledge all the partners and supporters, and of course, our bright and enthusiastic and valuable students who have joined us during this extraordinary times of COVID-19.
No matter the world pandemic situation, Cines International Film Festival of India 2020 did not stop working. We had 9 panel discussions, 4 curated sessions, 2 masterclass and workshops each, and 1 special session revolving around various aspects of filmmaking and cinema.
110 films in 10 languages from across the world and other Indian states,
reflecting the diverse nature of this international film festival.
Just perfect. So, dear audience, what can be a better platform to introduce a film than a film festival celebrating films? So, now I take the honor to introduce to you an upcoming film, Bhaskar Bechain, directed by Mr. Prince Shadwal, starring Raghuveer Yadav. This is the first film by Cover Drive Productions. This is a production house steered by Mr. Aman Sahni. Let's have the first look of the poster. Shashikant Bhaskar is a 59 years old head constable placed in a Mumbai police station. His only dream while joining police force was to fire at a criminal. But caught up in his mundane life, he never got his chance. Now, when the retirement is just 2 months away, he feels that he should make one last effort. He tries to convince the encounter specialist, Inspector Rathore, to include him in his mission. But Inspector Rathore makes fun of his stupid dream and his old age. Others at the station also join in the joke. In his desperation, he plans to carry out an operation by himself on a small time crook. But even that plan fails, and he is caught by a police patrol party. He gets in deep trouble and narrowly escapes suspension. As a punishment, he is allotted a night shift so that he doesn't loiter at night again. He feels lost and has given up. But then, one night he receives a call regarding a mishap where people are in need of help. Now it's up to him whether to risk losing his honor or try once again in fulfilling his dream. Now, एक फिल्म का चेहरा उसका अदाकार होता है। तो आइए आपको मैं मिलवाती हूँ भास्कर बेचैन के चेहरे से। यानी इस फिल्म के मुख्य कलाकार से, मिस्टर रघुबीर यादव. Mr. Raghuveer Yadav is an Indian film, stage, and television actor, music composer, singer, and set designer. He has two international awards to his name: FIPRESCI Critics Award, Venice Film Festival, and the IFFI Best Actor Award Male, Silver Peacock Award at the 11th International Film Festival of India. We have all watched him do the magic on screen in Peeply Live, Lagan, Salam Bombay, Newton, Bandit Queen, Dhumketu, and Firak, and many more such brilliant films. So come, let's meet the famous Mr. Raghuveer Yadav.
नमस्कार, मैं रघुबीर यादव. मैंने अभी एक शॉर्ट फिल्म की, भास्कर बेचैन. एक सिपाही की कहानी है, पुलिस वाले की कहानी है, और इस फिल्म को करते हुए बेहद मज़ा आया मुझे. मज़ा इसलिए आया कि बड़ा छोटा सा यूनिट था, सब्जेक्ट बहुत बड़ा था, और उसको कम समय में करना था. तो जब इस तरह के सब्जेक्ट होते हैं और उसमें जब पूरा यूनिट जुड़ जाता है और पूरा यूनिट अपनी बड़ी श्रद्धा के साथ लग जाता है, तो ये महसूस होने लगता है कि काम वाकई बहुत बेहतर होने वाला है. तो बस यही मैंने महसूस किया कि एक छोटे से यूनिट ने एक छोटी सी कहानी जिसका सब्जेक्ट बहुत बड़ा था, उसको बड़े इत्मीनान से और बड़े मज़े से कर डाला. और कहीं कोई, मुझे ऐसा लगे कहीं कोई कोताही नहीं थी, सब लोग बड़ी ईमानदारी से लगे हुए थे. तो ये सब एक्सपीरियंस जब मुझे हुआ तो मुझे बहुत मज़ा आया, बहुत इन्जॉय किया मैंने. फर्स्ट लुक ऑफ द पोस्टर एंड ट्रेलर अभी बस रिलीज़ होने वाला है, और उसके लिए मेरी हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं हैं. और मैं चाहता हूँ कि पूरी फिल्म को कामयाबी मिले, लोग ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा देखें और इस कामयाबी हासिल करें, ताकि लोग और भी तैयार हों शॉर्ट फिल्म, अच्छी फिल्म और अच्छा काम के लिए. तो मेरी हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं हैं डायरेक्टर के लिए और हमारे पूरे यूनिट के लिए कि इस तरह का काम लोगों तक पहुंचे और उसे सराहा जाए. धन्यवाद.
Thank you so much, sir. A trailer is the one thing which attracts the audience and makes the wait more worthy. So let's have a look on the trailer of Bhaskar Bechain.
भास्कर जी. सर, मेरा सपना था कि मैं किसी क्रिमिनल पर गोली चलाऊं.
प्रदीप शर्मा ने 312 मार दिए और विक्रम सर ने 21, और हम ऐसे ही कुंवारे बैठे हुए हैं.
कोशिश करने में क्या जाता है, या तो होगा या नहीं होगा, कम से कम तसल्ली होगी कि ट्राई किया.
भास्कर, एक भी हरकत और पेंशन तो जाएगी, साथ में जेल भी जाओगे.
हर फाइल क्लोज नहीं होती सर, कुछ रह जाती है. समझो तुम्हारा वो गोली वाला केस अधूरा रहेगा.
हेलो
सर, यहाँ पर एक आदमी आ गया सर, और वो गोलियां चला रहे, बहुत लोगों को मार दिया. सर प्लीज सेव अस.
Wasn't that terrific? So now let me introduce to you the director of the film, Mr. Prince Shadwell. Prince Shadwell has 11 feature films to his credit, namely Pappu Khan Dansala, Tanu Veds Manu, Dam Maro Dam, Chilla Party, Force, Vakratunda Mahakaya, Rise of the Zombies, Kya Super Cool Hai Hum, Nautanki Sala, Rush, and D-Day as assistant director, assistant editor, and assistants in writing. Shadwell has been involved in the production of 13 documentaries and short films and 6 short fiction films as writer, director, producer, editor, and post-production supervisor. His documentary Sirf Aag Se Nahi, Struggle Beyond Fire has been screened at Jivika 2007, Southeast Asian Livelihood Film Festival. A 10-minute short film short fiction written by him has received acclaim at national and international festivals. Shadwell has been associated with the production of 2 pilots. He has edited and directed Phansi Ya Maafi, a 20-minute pilot on capital punishment cases that have been pending before the president as mercy petitions. Shadwell has written and directed Hanta, the Hapless Soldier, a 99-minute feature film on the issue of farmers' suicide. This film was screened in Thrissur International Film Festival in 2007. As student filmmaker, he received awards at IIT Roorkee, Symbiosis Pune, NIT Ahmedabad, and colleges of Delhi University. He has even acted in Chakravyuh, a feature-cum documentary film produced by Films Division of India in 1996. I request Mr. Shadwell to please have a word with all of us.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are.
Okay. Thank you, DME, for inviting me to be a part of CIFFI 2020. आप लोगों ने हमें एक प्लेटफॉर्म दिया हमारी जो ट्रेलर है और पोस्टर लॉन्च के लिए. इसके लिए मैं डायरेक्टर का और चेयरमैन का धन्यवाद देता हूँ. जो हमारी फिल्म है, हर फिल्म की तरह हर इंसान के कुछ सपने होते हैं, कुछ इच्छाएं होती हैं, और कुछ लोगों की वो सपने पूरे होते हैं, कुछ लोग वो सपना पूरा करने में कुछ देर लगा देते हैं. अपने घर परिवार और नौकरी की भागदौड़ में लोग भूल जाते हैं. और ये जो भास्कर बेचैन जो फिल्म है वो उसी तरह के सपनों की कहानी कहती है, जहाँ पर एक हवलदार है जो अपने उम्र के उस पड़ाव पर है जहाँ पर नॉर्मली जो बाकी लोग होते हैं वो सपने देखना बंद कर देते हैं, और ये हवलदार जो है वो रिटायरमेंट से कुछ दूरी पर है और आज भी अपने सपने पूरा करना चाहता है और उसके लिए कोशिश कर रहा है. तो ये फिल्म जो है वो उन्हीं सपनों की बुनियाद पर रखी गई है. और जैसा आपने ट्रेलर देखा और आपने पोस्टर देखा, तो जो हमारे कलाकार हैं रघुवीर यादव, उन्होंने बहुत ही ज़बरदस्त अभिनय किया है, और जो लीड कैरेक्टर हैं शशिकांत भास्कर, उनका किरदार निभाया है. मैं उम्मीद करता हूँ कि आप लोगों को ट्रेलर अच्छा लगा होगा और सभी लोग जो है फिल्म को देखेंगे. धन्यवाद.
Thank you so much, sir. We definitely like the trailer. Now is the time to meet you, the producer of the film, Mr. Raj Gupta. In the capacity of a director and writer, Mr. Raj Gupta has extensively worked in the film industry. Mr. Raj Gupta is currently directing a film which most internationally acclaimed film is a Marathi short film, Dhaga, directed by Raj Gupta, and had received 2 major awards in Expression Short Film Festival held in Nagpur. He is the Best Actor Male and Best Supporting Actor awards. In addition, Dhaga has won 2nd runner-up award in Short Take 7 short film contest. Due to some reasons, Mr. Raj couldn't join us today. Now I'd like to call Mr. Aman Sahani to have a few words with all of us.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Shreya. Mr. Raj is here with us. So sorry, Raj sir. Please, आप 2 शब्द हमारे साथ साझा कीजिए, please.
तो ये जो फिल्म है ये बहुत स्पेशल फिल्म है, बिकॉज मैंने और प्रिंस ने इस फिल्म का सपना बनाया करीब 7-8 साल पहले देखा था, जब ये कहानी आई थी. 7-8 साल हो गए इस बात को, और हम लोग हमेशा डिस्कस करते थे इसको कैसे बनाएंगे, क्या करेंगे, और इस प्रोसेस में बहुत लंबा वक्त लग गया, और फाइनली ये पॉसिबल हुआ बिकॉज ऑफ कवर ड्राइव प्रोडक्शन और अमन जी. और ये बहुत अमेजिंग कोलैबोरेशन था. ये फिल्म, बाकी फिल्म के बारे में तो प्रिंस ऑलरेडी बता चुका है कि क्या कहानी है और क्या प्रोसेस रही, बट किसी भी फिल्म को बनने की जो जर्नी होती है वो बहुत डिफिकल्ट जर्नी होती है, चाहे छोटी फिल्म हो चाहे बड़ी फिल्म हो, और उसके लिए कुछ अच्छे कोलैबोरेटर्स लगते हैं. तो मुझे लगता है कि ये जो कोलैबोरेशन था प्रिंस का, मेरा, अमन जी का, कवर ड्राइव प्रोडक्शन का, अमरीश जी का, ये बहुत बहुत अमेजिंग था. और मैं उम्मीद करता हूँ कि आप सब जब भी ये फिल्म देखेंगे आपको पसंद आएगी. थैंक यू
सर. मेरे पर्सनल चैट पर मिस्टर प्रिंस के लिए 2 क्वेश्चंस हैं स्टूडेंट की तरफ से. एक सिद्धार्थ कुकरेजा की तरफ से है और एक इशिता तड़ियाल की तरफ से है. स्टूडेंट्स पूछ रहे हैं कि आपका एक्सपीरियंस रघुवीर यादव के साथ काम करने का कैसा रहा, और दूसरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि आज के टाइम पर जब हम OTT प्लेटफॉर्म्स की बात करते हैं तो फिल्म मेकिंग OTT प्लेटफॉर्म्स के लिए और मेन स्ट्रीम सिनेमा के लिए किस तरीके से डिफरेंट है?
अच्छा, जो रघुवीर यादव जी हैं वो तो एक बेहतरीन कलाकार हैं और मतलब कितने बहुत 3 दशकों से हम उनको देख रहे हैं और सभी लोग जानते हैं कि वो कितना अच्छा अभिनय करते हैं और बहुत बहुत ज़बरदस्त काम करते हैं। जितनी भी बड़ी फिल्में हैं और हमने बड़े टीवी सीरियल्स में उनको देखा है, तो उनके साथ काम करने का जो एक्सपीरियंस था वो बहुत बहुत अच्छा रहा। जो भी जितना उनका जितना एक्सपीरियंस है लाइफ का और काम करने का, तो आप थोड़ा सा ऐसा लगता है जब आप पहले उनसे मिलते हैं कि शायद आपको थोड़ा सा ऐसा हल्का सा डर लगता है कि आप उनके एक्सपीरियंस के आगे आपको शायद कुछ कम पता होगा। लेकिन जब उनके साथ काम किया और उनसे जितनी बातचीत करी और वो फिल्म मेकिंग के प्रोसेस में वो पूरी तरीके से इन्वॉल्व थे और बहुत ही डाउन टू अर्थ इंसान है और कभी भी ऐसा नहीं लगता है कि आप उनसे हर चीज़ के बारे में डिस्कस कर सकते हैं और एक जो कहानी को वो जो चाहिए होता है वो बहुत बखूबी समझते हैं और बहुत बहुत आसान और बहुत अच्छा रहा उनसे उनके साथ काम कर। अच्छा, दूसरा सवाल था आपका
सर OTT और मेन प्लेटफॉर्म सिनेमा में जो फिल्म मेकिंग है उसमें आपको क्या डिफरेंस लगता है, स्पेशली ड्यूरिंग द लॉकडाउन टाइम्स?
देखिए, फिल्म मेकिंग जो प्रोसेस है वो तो हर जगह के लिए बहुत ही सिमिलर रहता है, लेकिन OTT के आने की वजह से और जो लॉकडाउन का पीरियड था, मुझे लगता है कि वो OTT को जो पॉपुलैरिटी थी, पहले भी थी OTT की पॉपुलैरिटी, लेकिन इसने इस प्रोसेस को थोड़ा सा स्पीड अप कर दिया है जो लॉकडाउन का वक्त था। क्योंकि जितने भी लोग थिएटर्स में फ़िल्म देखने जाते हैं, सिनेमा हॉल में फ़िल्म देखने जाते हैं, वो लोग भी OTT प्लेटफॉर्म्स पर ही फ़िल्म देख रहे थे। तो 2 या 3 साल मुझे लगता है जो बाद चीज़ होने वाली थी, वो सारा कुछ स्पीड अप हो गया है और एक बड़ी ऑडियंस है जो OTT को प्रेफ़र करने लगी है। बाकी जहाँ तक फ़िल्म मेकिंग की बात है, क्रिएटिवली तो मुझे नहीं लगता है कि बहुत ज़्यादा फ़र्क आया है। लेकिन हाँ, जितने भी लोग इंडस्ट्री में काम करते हैं, उनके लिए एक तरह से अच्छा भी है कि क्योंकि हर फ़िल्म जो है वो उसको सिनेमा हॉल में और थिएटर में जगह नहीं मिल पाती, क्योंकि बहुत अपना जो इंडिया है उसमें बहुत सारी फ़िल्म्स बनती हैं और बहुत सारी रिलीज़ होती हैं। तो एक और प्लेटफ़ॉर्म मिल गया है जहाँ पर फ़िल्म्स जो छोटी फ़िल्म्स हैं उनको जगह मिल सकती है और लोग देख सकते हैं।
ओके सर। सर, एक लास्ट क्वेश्चन है फैकल्टी मेंबर मिस यशस्विका यादव की तरफ से। डू यू थिंक फिल्म फेस्टिवल हैज द सेम रेलेवेंस आफ्टर द एडवेंट ऑफ OTT फॉर ऑडियंस एंड इंडी फिल्म मेकर्स?
हाँ, बिल्कुल, डेफ़िनेटली, बिकॉज़ जो इंडी फ़िल्म मेकर्स होते हैं, वो उनकी हर फ़िल्म आप OTT पर भी नहीं देख सकते। जैसे मैंने अभी आपको बोला कि कुछ फ़िल्में होती हैं जो थिएटर में रिलीज़ होती हैं और जो रह जाती हैं या जिनको मुश्किल होती है, जिनके पास उस तरह का प्रमोशनल बजट नहीं होता है, वो फ़िल्में OTT की तरफ देख सकती हैं। लेकिन उसके बाद भी जो स्टूडेंट फ़िल्म्स हैं, इंडी फ़िल्म्स हैं, जो OTT पर भी अगर उनको प्लेटफ़ॉर्म्स को लगता है कि हमें शायद इसका प्रॉफ़िट नहीं होने वाला या जो बहुत कमर्शियल नहीं है, जो आर्ट को बोलती हैं लेकिन शायद उनको फाइनेंशियली वो उनको ऐसा नहीं लगता है। तो ऐसे में फेस्टिवल्स ही ऐसी जगह है जहाँ पर आप शोकेस कर सकते हैं फ़िल्म्स और जो पहला स्टेप तो फेस्टिवल्स ही होते हैं। यहाँ पर कोई भी इंसान जो है वो एक फ़िल्म बनाता है और अपनी आर्ट लोगों तक पहुँचाता है। एक बार आप फेस्टिवल्स में आते हैं और OTT मुझे लगता है आप उसको नेक्स्ट स्टेप बोल सकते हैं, वो रिप्लेसमेंट तो बिल्कुल नहीं है।
राज सर, आप कुछ बोलना चाहेंगे?
नहीं, एक्चुअली प्रिंस ने सब बोल दिया है। और OTT के बारे में हम लोग जब डिस्कस कर रहे हैं तो OTT आजकल जितने भी प्लेटफॉर्म्स आए हैं उससे मुझे लगता है कि बहुत सारे नए फिल्म मेकर्स को, बहुत सारी छोटी फिल्मों को जो शायद पहले पॉसिबल नहीं थी बिकॉज ऑफ जो भी एक फिल्म के हिंदी फीचर फिल्म को बनाने के लिए लगता है, उसको रिलीज करने की जो प्रोसेस होती है उसमें जो पैसा लगता है, तो बहुत सारी ऐसी छोटी कहानियां थी, फिल्म मेकर्स थे, फिल्में थे जो पॉसिबल नहीं हो पाता था। उस कहानी को कह पाना। आज OTT की वजह से वो पॉसिबल हुआ है, और मुझे लगता है ये सारे एक्टर्स के लिए, प्रोड्यूसर्स के लिए और डायरेक्टर्स के लिए बहुत अच्छी बात है कि अब कहानी कह सकते हो। अब वो छोटी बड़ी वो जो दायरा है ना, वो खत्म हो गया कहीं ना कहीं। तो या बहुत बहुत अच्छा है ये, और कोविड की वजह से ही सही, लेकिन थोड़ा सा रुख बदला है इंडस्ट्री का, और बहुत सारे नए लोगों को जगह मिलेगी ऐसे आने वाले टाइम में, ऐसा लगता है।
और बाबा और भास्कर बेचैन को आप किस तरीके से देखते हैं? बाबा रिलीज हुई थी आज से लगभग 2 साल पहले, और आज के टाइम पर भास्कर बेचैन रिलीज होने वाली है, तो इन दोनों मूवीज में आपको क्या लगता है, क्या डिफरेंस है, या किस तरीके से आप चेंजिंग टाइम को डिफाइन कर सकते हैं?
तो एक्चुअली दोनों फिल्मों में जो मेरा रोल है वो बहुत अलग है। बाबा मैंने डायरेक्ट की थी, मेरी पहली फीचर फिल्म थी, तो उसका जो प्रेशर था या उसमें जो भी मैं कहना चाहता था वो बहुत बहुत अलग था रादर, और मुश्किलें दोनों में सेम थी, एंजाइटी लेवल सेम था। बिकॉज जब आप एक फिल्म कहने जाते हो तो उसके आसपास 100-50 लोग होते हैं जिनके साथ मिलके कोऑर्डिनेशन करना होता है। काम भले जिम्मेदारी अलग हो लेकिन काम उतना ही होता है। तो दोनों फिल्मों में बहुत अलग वर्ल्ड था काम करने का, और बहुत अलग अलग बातें सीखने को मिली। पहली फिल्म में ये समझ में आया कि नो मैटर व्हाट, कोई भी सिचुएशन है आपको फिल्म बनानी है तो बनानी है, यू हैव टू कीप दैट इन माइंड। और दूसरी फिल्म में ये आया कि जब आप प्रोड्यूसर होते हो तो बहुत सारी चीजें क्योंकि कमर्शियल डिसीजंस होते हैं, लेने पड़ते हैं, तो बहुत सारी जगह शायद डायरेक्टर आपसे ना मांगे लेकिन आपको लगता है कि सही है तो उसको देना चाहिए, और बहुत सारी जगह आप चाह के भी नहीं दे सकते। तो उसका बैलेंस कैसे ढूंढना है कि पैसों की वजह से फिल्म हार्म ना हो, आप जो कहानी कहना चाहते हो वो उसको कुछ नुकसान ना पहुंचे, इसका बैलेंस ढूंढना बहुत अमेजिंग प्रोसेस रही आई गेस। और हाँ आई गेस या दिस इज इट।
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Prince, sir. Thank you, Raj, sir. I request Mr. Aman Sahani, Vice Chairman, DME, to please address the gathering and also share his experience being the producer of the movie Bhaskar Bechain. Over to you, Aman, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon. On the movie first, it was a very good experience for all of us, I believe, and we thoroughly enjoyed the making of the movie. And it was obviously delayed quite a bit due to COVID. There were a lot of things that were left pending, even though the shoot was finished just before COVID. It was in early March, so the talk of COVID was already there, but we did not realize that within a week or so after the shoot finished, the entire country and the world, in fact, would lock down. But it did lock down, and a lot of things were left pending, which were picked up in these last 2, 3, 4 months, where we were able to finish this movie. And it was really nice today to watch the trailer and the poster. And we're all hopeful that we'll release this on a good platform where there is a lot of viewership, and we will get good feedback from people so that we can pursue more projects in the future. So that is the one part, the movie Bhaskar Bechain, a delightful experience for all of us. And on the subject of the film festival in general, again, it has been a very exciting week that we've had. And I think for all of us, it has exceeded the kind of expectations that we had initially. And I'm sure that we'll continue to do better, and this festival will evolve in the coming times. And so we're all looking forward to next year. And it has given us many stories, many experiences to relish. And it's kind of given us an opportunity to interact with some of the best people in the craft. And it was particularly heartening to see the spirit of collaboration and cooperation extended by so many people in the last week and last month, in fact, leading up to this film festival. And that, in fact, is the reason why it has been such a successful endeavor. So my appreciation to all the people who have helped us in organizing this, to Deakin University, to Professor K.G. Suresh, to to Adamas University, to everybody involved, to all the speakers, to the jury members, to the people who've sent their films. I hope you've all enjoyed it as much as I have, and I look forward to seeing you at CIFFI 2021 next year. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now is the time to talk to our next lot of winners. It's time for the third category, musicals. I would like to request Oscar Cousins for Light in Your Eyes to share a few words. Oscar Cousins.
Okay, Shreya, can we move forward?
Marcus. Anyone from the team of Light in Your Eyes,
Hello.
Oscar Cousins, Marcus Gallic, anyone who's present right now in the session?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hi, I wanted to say thank you so much for this incredible honor. It's been wonderful to experience CIFFI 2020 and be considered of the same standard as such incredible filmmakers. Light in Your Eyes is a real product of COVID-19. If not for the sudden change in gears due to lockdown restrictions, this music video wouldn't exist. It was stressful at times to change plans and start something new in a shorter time frame, but we embraced the challenge and created something we're truly proud of. So I wanted to say thanks to my team members, Oscar Cousins and James Putrell, for working on this project with me, to Catherine Kamal for providing her vocal talents to the song, to Sam Lee and the Coffee Lover team for building the world for which the song was originally written for, and a big thanks to Deacon and DME for creating such a wonderful event to celebrate filmmaking in such a complicated time. Thank you again.
Thank you so much, Marcus. Next, I would like to call upon Gaurav Madan for Brouhaha in the lockdown category.
Hello.
Yes, Gaurav, we can hear you.
Thank you so much, jury and the other dignitaries for, giving us an award. Brouhaha actually was born purely out of the multiple curiosities I had during the lockdown. We all felt, so many things. There was so much surreality happening around us during the pandemic. And, I was really, really influenced by the entire migrant situation where, the migrants were forced to kind of flee to their respective towns and villages. So I thought it was a privilege to have a roof over your head, to have 3 meals in your plate while these people are walking, taking long miles to reach their homes. So I wanted to tell a story of a migrant who works in a family who's well-to-do and all of that. And I wanted to bring in the contrast in the lives that these people are living with this well-to-do family on one side and this migrant maid on the other side. So I centered it around the Thali Bajao event, which happened at 5 o'clock on the first day of lockdown. So I hope you guys liked the film. And thank you so much for the opportunity and granting this prize to us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gaurav. Now, next we have the short film category, and I would like to call Harsh, Vanshika, Vagisha, and Yashika for the movie Loop. Anyone from team Loop who is here? I guess there are some issues. Now I would like to call Anandana Kapoor for Bird Song in the category Lockdown Diaries.
Hi everyone. I hope you can see me.
Hi, Ananda.
So I just wanted to say that I'm very grateful that something which was a little gift that I'd made for some friends in Italy has found such an amazing platform with CIFFI. Birdsong essentially was something that I had conceived as a poem and a prayer because while we were locked in, it gave us the opportunity to really reflect on what matters and to be grateful for things which we oversee or take for granted. And I wanted to say that the entire film festival has not only brought in great energy, but I think it was a huge pat on the back for a lot of us creatives who have been forced to sort of live with our creative demons as well as, question what it means for art to be in a time like this. And so these are some happy answers. It's been wonderful watching the films and listening to everybody speaking. So thank you very much. My team and I are very grateful. And like I say in the film, may a bird song find your home too. Stay blessed, everyone. Happy New Year to you. And may 2021 bring you a lot of happy memories. Thanks.
Thank you, Anandana. A happy new year to you too. I guess Vanshika Gupta from Team Loop has joined us. I would like to call you next, please.
Hello, I'm Harsh Bajwa. On behalf of everyone from Team Loop, I would like to thank CIFFI2020 for giving us this opportunity to present our film on your platform. And thanks a lot to the jury members for considering us as a winner in their short film category. Cheers to CIFFI 2020, and we'll be looking forward to CIFFI 2021. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Team Loop. Next, we have our final category, fiction film, and we have Survi Diwan for An Open Sky with us. Please, a few words from you, Survi.
Yes, hello everybody. Thank you so much for including my film An Open Sky and for the jury mention. I was there at CIFFI 2019 with my documentary film as a part of the curated program. I really enjoyed my experience last year, and I hope to be back, in the vibrant student community next year. So thank you so much, and hope to see you all next year.
Thank you so much, Surbi. Now, I would like to call Mr. Tejas Vijay Devsakar. He has the Best Film Award, Jury Award, International Cultural Exchange Film Festival, India. He has a special mention in Silver 10 Awards, Sports Movies and TV Festival, Italy. He has been nominated for Best Film, Syracuse International Film Festival, New York. He has been awarded for the Best Director in Amateur Film Festival of India and is a part of Film Writers Association, India. He is also a part of Akhil Bharatiya Marathi Chitrapat Mahamandal, India. Now, I would like to request Mr. Tejas Vijay Devsakar to share a few words with all of us.
Hello, all. First of all, I apologize to everybody to log in from my car because unfortunately I'm on the go. But the best part of this entire COVID situation is that you can be anywhere and still be connected very well. And I was looking forward to be a part of this entire community of filmmakers, short filmmakers or feature filmmakers. They are all filmmakers, and it's a great place to be at any film festival. And I first of all I want to congratulate everybody, all the filmmakers, and also the committee members, and the officials, Amrish sir and Aman sir and everybody, for making me a part of this entire community and giving me time to communicate with everybody here. So on the filmmaking part, I think this COVID situation has given us a lot of time to think about a lot of things, and people have really used it to the fullest. And they have come up with stories which are extremely interesting and never thought before kind of stories. And it's exciting to see that a whole lot of new films are made. A new generation has, crawled into this filmmaking. And like Shadwal has already spoken about, this situation has given a new lease of life to filmmakers who are not part of this entire Bollywood gamut, where you need to have a lot of force behind you to come up with a feature film, commercial feature film, and get into a theater and take your work to a lot of people in terms of audience. This OTT platform has given everybody this lease of life, and now the barrier between commercial films and indie films and films which are made from shoestring budget and the other side where you have big budget films like Bahubali and all. So that boundary and barrier is actually, I would say, it's disappearing, and people are actually looking at the work, the story that you're telling, and the art you are bringing in, and exactly the commercial tap which was there earlier or filmmaking is sort of disappearing, which is a great news for all of us. We can tell the stories that we want to tell without having any sort of pressure, any sort of unnecessary commitment to the producers in terms of commercial angle, and we can make the sincere efforts to tell the stories that we want to tell. And we have been doing this all this while. We have been as much sincere as possible to the work that we are doing. We are a community already, and there are people joining in every day. And the best part is that you never get threatened because of the new people, but you always feel that your knowledge, your existence is enhanced because this new flow of thought, the new thinking, the new generation brings in new experience, and it's without baggage. So it's great to have a whole lot of people joining in, and it's actually a great platform, I would say. CIFFI, CIFFI 2020. Though it's a COVID situation, we still are meeting a lot of people and watching a lot of films. So I'm sure.
I think sir has lost his connection. Tejas sir, are you there?
Giving me this opportunity.
Yes. Okay, Tejas sir, I think you had lost your connection, so we couldn't hear you.
Am I?
Okay, the connection is quite weak.
Hello, am I audible now?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay. I can see you properly and I can hear you as well.
Oh, thank you so much, sir. Sir, एक question है आपके लिए. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts for the filmmaking as well as for the OTT platforms. But एक question है कि क्या regional cinema में जब हम mainstream cinema के stars और artists को include करते हैं, तो क्या उनके साथ काम करना difficult होता है या उनके साथ काम करना easy होता है? Say for example, Bucket List, जिसमें आपने माधुरी दीक्षित जी के साथ काम किया. So, what was your experience, or how did you convince her to act in a regional film?
See, पहली बात तो ये है कि रीजनल फिल्म या मेन स्ट्रीम सिनेमा अभी ये बहुत खुशी की बात है कि ये जो बाउंड्रीज है वो अभी खत्म हो रही है, एंड अभी रीजनल सिनेमा से ज्यादा वो एक सिनेमा रह गया है, या उस तरफ हम लोग बढ़ रहे हैं कि जहां हम लोग कहानी बता रहे हैं और उसकी भाषा उतनी महत्वपूर्ण नहीं है. कहानी बताना ये ज्यादा जरूरी है. और उस वक्त भी जब बकेट लिस्ट बन रही थी तब भी यही चीज सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट रही है कि हम क्या कहानी बताना चाहते हैं, क्योंकि एट द लास्ट जब एक्टर आपके पास आता है किसी भी फिल्म पर, तो वो उस फिल्म का हिस्सा बनना चाहता है, उसके अपने उसके जो स्ट्रॉन्ग पॉइंट्स है उसको लेकर एज एन एक्टर वो एक्टिंग करना चाहता है. तो कितना भी बड़ा स्टार हो, अगर उसको उस तरह की स्क्रिप्ट मिल जाए या उस तरह का कैरेक्टर किरदार उसको निभाने मिल जाए, जो किरदार उसे इंटरेस्ट दिलाता है उस कहानी में, तो वो पूरी फोर्स से अपनी पूरी जो भी उनका टैलेंट होता है वो पूरी तरह से उसमें जुड़ जाता है. तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि माधुरी जी भी हमारे साथ तभी जुड़ी है जब उनको वो किरदार और वो कहानी पसंद आई, और इसलिए जब वो आते हैं तो उनके साथ अपना एक एक्सपीरियंस भी आता है जो आपके लिए बहुत फायदेमंद होता है, आपको हेल्प करता है कि आप अच्छी फिल्म उसको और अच्छा बनाएं, क्योंकि उनका जो एक्सपीरियंस है वो कई लोगों के साथ काम करके कई साल काम करके आया हुआ है, तो उसका हमेशा हमें फायदा ही हुआ. पर्सनली अगर मैं उनकी बात कहूँ तो बहुत ही अच्छी ह्यूमन बीइंग है, बहुत ही इजी गोइंग एक्टर मुझे लगी, जो उनका बहुत बड़प्पन है कि मेरे जैसे एक उम्र में काफी छोटे और एक्सपीरियंस में भी काफी नए डायरेक्टर के साथ में उन्होंने काम किया। कभी मुझे वो प्रेशर उन्होंने महसूस नहीं करवाया कि वो बहुत बड़ा एक्सपीरियंस लेकर आई है। हमेशा एक डायरेक्टर की हैसियत से जो मैं कहना चाहता था, उन्होंने उसी तरह से उसको निभाने की कोशिश की। और वो एक बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट चीज होती है किसी भी फिल्म यूनिट के लिए कि आपका मेन एक्टर जो एक्सपीरियंस्ड है वो आपको हमेशा आपके काम की सराहना करे। आपकी अगर कोई गलती है तो आपको आपकी टीम का हिस्सा बन के उसे सुधारने में मदद करे, और उसका इकट्ठा एक परिणाम जो मिलता है वो एक अच्छी फिल्म के रूप में आपके सामने आता है। तो बहुत अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस रहा उनके साथ।
थैंक यू सो मच सर, थैंक यू सर। एक लास्ट
Thank you.
क्वेश्चन है मेरा आपसे। जैसे आपने बोला कि रीजनल सिनेमा, मेन स्ट्रीम सिनेमा की जो डेफिनेशंस है अब वो खत्म हो रही हैं धीरे धीरे हमारे इस आज के दौर में, पर क्या एक्चुअल में जो प्रमोशनल स्ट्रेटजीज और जो इवेंट, जैसे हम कह सकते हैं कि मार्केटिंग स्ट्रेटजीज है किसी मूवी के लिए, चाहे वो रीजनल सिनेमा की हो चाहे वो मेन स्ट्रीम सिनेमा की हो, क्योंकि सर अभी भी आप समझेंगे कि रीजनल और मेन स्ट्रीम सिनेमा अभी भी कोर्ट्स में है, लोगों के दिमाग में है ये दो डेफिनेशंस। तो क्या मार्केटिंग और प्रमोशनल स्ट्रेटजीज का कहीं कोई डिफरेंस आता है जब हम किसी लैंग्वेज बेस्ड मूवी या नेशनल लैंग्वेज की मूवी को प्रमोट करते हैं या उसकी मार्केटिंग स्ट्रेटजीज को एक्सेप्ट करते हैं?
नहीं, बिल्कुल आता है, क्योंकि वो मार्केटिंग स्ट्रेटेजीज डायरेक्टली बेस्ड होती है कि आपका ऑडियंस कितना बड़ा है। अगर आप जैसे मराठी की बात करें या अगर बंगाली की बात करें या कोई अगर आप असमी फिल्म की बात करें, उनका ऑडियंस का एक मैं क्यों कहूँगा एक दायरा है, एक लिमिटेड ऑडियंस उनका है। उस ऑडियंस से आने वाली जो रिकवरी की अमाउंट है उसको मद्देनजर रखते ही उसका मार्केटिंग का कॉस्ट डिसाइड होता है। और ऑब्वियसली आप हिंदी के साथ या मेन स्ट्रीम सिनेमा के साथ अगर उसको आप कंपेयर करेंगे तो आपको पता चलेगा कि उसमें काफी अंतर है। तो उस अंतर को अगर आप मतलब भूल जाएंगे, जैसे आज ओटीटी प्लेटफॉर्म पे हुआ है, भले ही वो रीजनल फिल्म है, भले ही वो मराठी फिल्म है या कोई भी दूसरे लैंग्वेज की फिल्म है, जब वो ओटीटी पे जाती है तो सभी लोगों के लिए अवेलेबल होती है। तो अभी कोविड के बाद जो स्ट्रेटेजीज आएंगी, कोविड के बाद जो उसकी तरफ देखने का नजरिया बनेगा, वो बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है समझने के लिए, फिल्म मेकर के लिए, क्योंकि अब उसके लिए वो पूरा का पूरा एक नया यूनिवर्स ओपन हो चुका है, जिसमें वो सिर्फ थिएट्रिकल रिलीज पे पूरी तरह से निर्भर ना होते हुए वो पूरी वाइडर ऑडियंस के लिए फिल्म सोच सकता है। चाहे आपकी भाषा मराठी हो, हिंदी हो या कोई भी अगर छोटी भाषा हो, छोटी भाषा मतलब भाषा छोटी नहीं होती, उसके लोग लिमिटेड नंबर के होते हैं। अगर वो भी रही और अगर उसका एक बहुत अच्छा कंटेंट अच्छा रहा, जैसे हमारे पास में आज एक इतना बड़ा एग्जांपल है कि पैरासाइट जैसी फिल्म जिसको ऑस्कर मिला, जो ऑस्कर की हिस्ट्री में पहली बार ऐसा हुआ है कि नॉन अमेरिकन फिल्म को वहां पे ऑस्कर दिया गया, वो भी मेन कैटेगरी में। तो ये बहुत बड़ी उपलब्धि है इस साल की, मैं कहूँगा, जो कोविड की वजह से मैं कहूँगा कि ये तो ब्लेसिंग इन डिस्गाइज हो गया है। तो मार्केटिंग स्ट्रेटेजीज के ऊपर में डेफिनेटली इसका परिणाम हमें दिखेगा और वो पॉजिटिव ही होगा। तो फिल्म मेकर्स के लिए बहुत ही ज्यादा वेलकम चेंज है, ऐसा मुझे लगता है।
थैंक यू सो मच सर, थैंक यू तेजस सर हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए।
Thank you so much for having me there. Thank you so much.
Thank you for gracing the occasion. Over to you, Shreya.
Thank you so much, sir, and thank you, ma'am. CIFFI 2020 wouldn't have been complete without the films we received. So, to preserve the spine of CIFFI, here we present to you the catalogue of CIFFI 2020. Well, now is the time to welcome our festival partner, Mr. Praveen Nagda, Festival Director, Kids Cinema, CEO, White Coffee Event Management Private Limited. Praveen Nagda is the CEO of Peregrine Public Relations, a full-service corporate communications and public relations consultancy firm delivering a pan-India reach to its clients. He also heads White Coffee, an independent event and celebrity engagement company. Praveen has been closely associated with many national and international events related to cinema for children, art and culture, such as 20th International Children's Film Festival India 2017 Hyderabad, 2nd National Children's Film Festival 2016, 19th ICFFI 2015, CFSI Film Bonanza with CYDA Pune, Samarvet 2013, an initiative of Jackie Shroff Foundation, Mumbai. Mr. Praveen is currently a regular visiting faculty with various institutes offering programs in mass communication, public relations, and management. He thoroughly enjoys teaching and interacting with the young and budding talent through such academic associations. Besides, he is an avid reader, trekker, nature lover, and an adventurous soul at large. Practicing and spreading the yoga and meditation is his newfound love. Now I request Mr. Praveen Nagda to please share a word with all of us.
Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to speak a little bit about something so big, so big. It was extremely well coordinated, well detailed, well thought out event. So many varieties of content, the number of categories, number of experts from world over, different people, and I think Amrish ji and his team have all worked day and night for many months now to bring this kind of event. I congratulate everybody, and I don't want to say too many things here. I think I just want to happily enjoy and cherish this moment of being with you all at such a great occasion among such great creative people. And I wish all of you very best for the future. Anything that I can do anytime, I will always be available from my side. And let's hope we do more such things in the days to come. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. This partnership is an honor. Now, I request Mr. Aditya Seth, academic consultant for the University of South Wales in Cardiff, Wales, United Kingdom, and the founder of the Indian Academy of Shorts. Based out of Mumbai, India, Aditya Seth has been associated with the Indian media since 1986. He is an award-winning independent short and documentary filmmaker with a sound grounding in theater and music, and has been involved in making of short films, documentaries, and TV programs in all genres for national as well as international audiences. Aditya is a founder member of Vikalp, Films for Freedom, and was the treasurer of the Indian Documentary Producers Association from 2004 to 2008. Aditya's versatility of talent is clearly visible in the over 500 projects he has designed and shaped as producer, writer, director, editor, consultant, voiceover artist, anchor, and a critic. His portfolio is defined by documentaries, corporate films, news magazines, TV shows, teleserials, public service announcements, audiovisuals, television commercials, live events, CD-ROMs, and radio production. I request Mr. Aditya Seth to please say a few words.
Good evening. Congratulations to CIFFI. I think it's been a wonderful experience. It's gone off really well. And a great kudos to the entire management, especially Dr. Bala and Professor Saxena, for putting this whole thing together and getting incredible panels and shows and films. And really, I think it was an excellent experience. I was part of CIFFI last year too. I conducted a workshop. And I think CIFFI has grown exponentially within these 2 years. Amazing, amazing growth and fantastic participation from national as well as international filmmakers and film enthusiasts. So congratulations! It was a great opportunity. We had a great event, and our session also, I believe, went off well yesterday. So thank you so much, and I hope we continue to do more things together, Mr. Saxena. Thank you so much, and All the very best to everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations.
इनफैक्ट आदित्य जी कल का सेशन तो बहुत ही अच्छा हुआ और एवरीबडी थॉरोली एंजॉयड, क्योंकि वो एक ऐसा एरिया था ना जो मतलब एक डिफरेंट काइंड का एक्सपीरियंस था कि फिल्म्स इतने बड़े आर्टिस्ट के, इतने बड़े एक्टर्स सिंगर्स के ऊपर, और उसका मतलब इस लिगेसी को प्रेजर्व करना, इसको हेरिटेज को प्रेजर्व करना, इसकी तरफ बहुत ही कम लोगों का ध्यान है। वो बिल्कुल अलग तरह की चीज थी।
जी जी जी।
और वो आपकी वजह से ही संभव हो पाया वो।
नहीं, थैंक यू, आपने अपॉर्चुनिटी दिया और मेरे को लगा कुछ करना चाहिए। प्लस आजकल के बच्चों को धरोहर की थोड़ी कम नॉलेज है, इसीलिए मुझे लगा कि उनको थोड़ी फाउंडेशन के बारे में नॉलेज दी जाए। So thankfully it worked out well. Thank you so much. Great job, sir. Keep doing more of what you're doing. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Next, we have Captain Divya Sharma, one of our most prominent jury members. Captain Divya Sharma is a communication expert. She has over 30 years of diversified corporate experience in multinationals like National Geographic Channel, Indigo Airlines, News X, ITC, and Star TV, to name a few, and joined the academic industry 9 years ago with Amity University, Noida, as a journalism and mass communication professor. With a film appreciation course from Film and Television Institute of India, Pune, a documentary film appreciation course from Public Service Broadcasting Trust, a master's in English literature, and a CELTA certification from Cambridge University, she has a passion for all things creative and literary. She has conducted writing and translation workshops for National Geographic Channel, documentary writers, and voice and accent training workshops for NewsX anchors. I request Captain Divya Sharma to please share a few words with all of us.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Saxena, for inviting me here. I must first congratulate all the winners of CIFFI 2020. Some of the films we watched were very creative and had a bit of an abstract element to them, which was very interesting. As part of the jury, I remember the daunting task we had where some films literally had a tie. And here I must share some very pertinent points of observation, that I couldn't share on day 5 when you had the special jury session, because I was a bit under the weather that day. I'll try to be brief though, and this is mainly for the students who are going to be future filmmakers. The crux of filmmaking lies in the art of the narrative, the flow, the building up of the story, and allowing the camera to capture the emotion, the expression, the candid moments within that frame without, an unreal staged setting, without falling in love with your own footage, learning how to detach yourself while being attached. Especially in case of documentaries, I think it's a bigger challenge. And I learned this while I was working with the National Geographic Channel. Being a scriptwriter myself, I can say this with the conviction that you can't make a good film if you lack the sensibility, the subtlety of the craft, the essence of the storytelling, which comes only with extensive reading of literature and watching good cinema. And then I think there is nothing really that there's nothing wrong in breaking the rules of cinematic grammar if that's what your structure demands, but think out of the box. Making videos for we see students making videos for social media, but that's not filmmaking. So I'd like to say, don't confuse the two. Don't look for a shortcut. And because there is none, there is no shortcut to filmmaking. In fact, we saw some very, very creative content from Australia and India as well. And the entire jury, we were all very happy to see the treatment of some of the concepts. Finally, my only guru mantra to all the budding filmmakers of this generation or any generation would be, it's like a threefold mantra that I concocted. One is read, second is research, And the third is very, very important. Rewrite till you get it right. I'll repeat. Read, research, rewrite till you get it right. So, my message would be live the passion, feel that junoon, and have the patience, it demands, and you will eventually get it right. So with this, I'd like to conclude, by congratulating DME, Dr. Saxena, and the entire CIFFI 2020 team once again for organizing this wonderful film festival in a very, very challenging hybrid mode. It was a pleasure being part of it, and I look forward to watching another bouquet of absolutely creative pursuits next year. And we hope DME and Amity can collaborate in future for the same. Also, I would like to take this opportunity to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year in advance. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, ma'am. A Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year to you too.
Thank you.
Now it's time to get nostalgic. Let's watch this short video of CIFFI 2020's launch.
Welcome to CIFFI 2020. This is the second edition of this international film festival, that is Cineasta International Film Festival.
In the past, it's been a wonderful event.
And we at Deakin University are pleased to partner with Delhi Metropolitan Education, DME, the institute that is spearheading this exciting film festival.
Last year in April we organized this, and this time we are organizing it in a completely different era, that is the impact of the COVID-19.
I'm sure that this year as well, despite the very obvious problems surrounding the COVID pandemic.
That is how we have decided the theme of this year festival as cinema and the impact of COVID-19.
It's going to be a very exciting festival this year because of the circumstances of the pandemic. We're moving some of it online, and that's created all sorts of new possibilities.
Our plan is to showcase films from Australia and organize specialist panels on films and filmmaking, and help create a network of film professionals and students.
And this collaboration will also be this time something new, wherein the teachers and the students will also be collaborating. So we will be getting a lot of films of the student filmmakers from Australia.
It's an absolute pleasure to be involved with the Cineasta International Film Festival of India. I am so looking forward to seeing what this year's program holds.
There will be many panel discussions wherein the experts from both the countries will participate, and we call upon everybody in the filmmaker category, in the student filmmaker category, and be part of this CIFFI 2020.
And I can tell you it's going to be a great event with persons, personalities, films, documentaries from across the length and breadth of the globe.
We'll be able to hold a very successful event. It's been done in a hybrid mode this time, and it has a wonderful theme surrounding cinema and COVID itself.
We're going to be able to be much more involved from here in Melbourne in the festival, and that's going to be really exciting.
In this festival of cinema, there will be lots of learning through masterclass, curate session, workshops, and lots of fun.
Just wanted to say I'm really looking forward to the Cineast International Film Festival of India and can't wait to see the films and be a part of it.
We are looking forward to be a part of CIFFI 2020.
So I look forward to the participation of a lot of people.
And we'll look forward to seeing you when the festival's on later in the year.
Don't miss to be part of CIFFI 2020.
All the best and see you at the festival.
I invite you all to CIFFI 2020.
Well, it wasn't just nostalgic, but definitely emotional to see the launch video on the day of the conclusion of CINES International Film Festival of India 2020. Now is the time to launch the brochure of ICANN 4 happening in May 2021. Can we have the brochure, please? Now,
Shreya, can you
I
please
would
share
like
the
to welcome
information?
Ms.
Shreya,
Kajal
sorry to
Suri,
interrupt you.
an acclaimed actor, theatre
Shreya?
artist, and broadcaster. She is a recipient of Best Actress Award 7 times from the government of Jammu and Kashmir. She is a recipient of Sur Aradhana Award for her contribution in the field of art and culture. She is also a recipient of Akashwani Annual Award for her production. She has received 10 International Women Excellence Award in 2017. She has participated in many theatre festivals as director and actress across the country. She has produced, written, directed, and acted in 400 plus TV serials, TV plays, telefilms, and documentaries for Doordarshan. I request Ms. Kajal Suri ma'am to please guide us all.
Ms. Kajal, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Hello.
Over to you, ma'am.
Hello.
Ma'am,
Hello.
you are audible.
आवाज नहीं आ रही आपकी क्लियर. Hello.
Ma'am, you need to check your network. It's clear at our end.
My network is fine.
Please change the audio setting as system.
Your video is not on.
Just hold on. Just hold on.
Technical team, can you help? That the video is not on of the Kajal ma'am.
Hello. आवाज आ
Yes,
रही है
ma'am.
मेरी?
Yes, ma'am. We can hear you.
Yeah. I'm sorry मैंने बहुत late join किया, but ये एक बहुत ही आई मीन आई एम रियली थैंकफुल टू ऑल द मेंबर्स जो भी इस फेस्टिवल से जुड़े हुए हैं। ये अपने आप में एक बहुत बड़ी चीज़ है, खासतौर पर कोविड के वक्त इतना बड़ा इनिशिएटिव लेना और सब लोगों को इन्वॉल्व करना, क्योंकि इस वक्त बहुत सारी परफॉर्मेंसेस नहीं हो रही और हम लोग सिर्फ ऑनलाइन प्लेटफॉर्म पे ही हैं, और जितना क्रिएटिव करने की ज़रूरत है, क्योंकि क्रिएटिविटी जो है वो हमें, जैसे आजकल की सिचुएशंस चल रही हैं कि मायूसी का आलम है, बहुत सारी जो कला के फील्ड से जुड़ी हुई चीज़ें हैं, ख़ासतौर पे यंग परफॉर्मर्स के लिए वो नहीं हो रही। तो ऐसे में इस तरह का इनिशिएट करना अपने आप में एक बहुत ही बड़ा इनिशिएटिव है, बहुत ही बड़ी चीज़ है। और ये साइकोलॉजिकली भी अगर मैं बात करूँ तो ये जो भी परफॉर्मर्स या जो भी फ़िल्म मेकर्स इससे जुड़े हुए हैं, एक तरह से ये बहुत पॉज़िटिविटी बिखेरती है, क्योंकि कला से जुड़ी कोई भी चीज़ होगी वो आपको बहुत पॉज़िटिव रखती है। इसलिए तो कहते हैं कि कलाकार परफ़ॉर्मिंग आर्ट जो भी होता है या कला से जुड़ी कोई भी चीज़ है या फ़िल्म मेकिंग से जुड़ी कोई भी चीज़ है, वो पॉज़िटिविटी बिखेरती है और डिप्रेशन जो है वो थोड़ा दूर हो जाता है। इस मायूसी के दौर में इस तरह का काम बहुत ही कमेंडेबल है। जी। क्या मैं सुनाई दे रही हूँ?
जी, जी, जी।
जी। मुझे लगता है जो
श्रेया
मुझे
बेटा।
अभी जी, जी,
जी,
आप
जी।
कुछ
नहीं, नहीं,
कुछ
नहीं।
पूछना
जी, जी,
जी,
बोलिए। जी।
जी, कुछ पूछना चाहते हैं आप और कुछ इससे रिलेटेड मैं चाहती, जो मेरा अनुभव रहा है, जो मैं दिल से चीज़ कही है वो तो मैं बोल चुकी, कि
जी।
ये अपने आप में एक बहुत बड़ी चीज़ है जो किया जा रहा है। तो इसके अलावा अगर कुछ और बात आप करना चाहें तो मोस्ट वेलकम।
नहीं, अभी जो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट बात थी, जो फिल्म फेस्टिवल जब हमने लोगों ने कंसीव किया, तो यही था कि it has to be, because today is the time of the collaboration, so it has
Yeah.
to be in the collaborative mode. So that is what we try. So I try to reach out to everybody possible who has a passion for art, who has a passion for films, and who
Yes.
want to do something.
Yes.
And I find in you one person which I always admire at every platform. The kind of work that you are doing, that is amazing. Nobody can even think of. सो आप जिस तरह से तमाम आर्टिस्टों को उनके इंटरव्यूज के माध्यम से, जिस तरह से उनकी कला को, उनके काम को, और खासतौर से आपने फिल्म के, टेलीविजन के इतने सारे एक्टर्स को इंटरव्यू किया है, जो मुझे लगता है कि इफ यू कीप ऑन डूइंग दिस, आई थिंक यू वुड हैव ऑलरेडी मेड ए वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड, एंड इफ यू कीप ऑन डूइंग इट, इट विल डेफिनेटली मेड ए वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड. So that's a great service to the art and culture.
जी। बहुत शुक्रिया। लेकिन ये वाक़ई ये सब करने का मकसद तो यही था, क्योंकि मैं थिएटर से जुड़ी हुई हूँ और थिएटर पढ़ाती भी हूँ। एंड अभी मैं जो लेट जॉइन किया मैंने आपका इस सेशन, इसके लिए मैं माज़रत चाहती हूँ, क्योंकि अभी मैं आकाशवाणी से डायरेक्ट यहाँ आ रही हूँ। यहाँ पे डायरेक्ट वी आर हैविंग अ मीटिंग, मन की बात हम देखते हैं। तो ये जो हमारा जो भी स्टार्ट करने का मकसद था, जिस तरह से मैंने अभी आपसे बात कही कि जो यंग परफॉर्मर्स हैं उनके लिए एक बहुत ही खूबसूरत ये चीज़ है कि एटलीस्ट कुछ करने का मौका तो मिल रहा है। जिस तरह से मैंने जितने भी कला से जुड़े हुए लोग हैं उनको मैंने एक प्लेटफॉर्म पर लाने की कोशिश की। ये मेरा कोई आइडिया नहीं था। इसका मकसद सिर्फ़ और सिर्फ़ ये था कि जो भी यंग परफॉर्मर है, जैसे आजकल मायूसी का आलम चल रहा है, परफॉर्मेंसेज़ नहीं हो रही, अगर परफॉर्मेंसेज़ हो रही हैं तो दर्शक नहीं मिल रहे, और तो कहीं न कहीं कुछ आलम ऐसा रहता है कि उदासीनता हो जाती है, उदास हो जाते हैं, डिप्रेशन हो जाता है। तो इस तरह के प्लेटफ़ॉर्म से कि जो जितने भी हमारे यहाँ सेलिब्रिटीज़ आती हैं उनको जो हमारे यंग परफॉर्मर्स हैं उनको लगता है कि कला का रास्ता बहुत आसान है, बहुत ग्लैमरस है। लेकिन चाहे वो फ़िल्म मेकिंग हो, चाहे वो थिएटर हो, चाहे वो डांस हो, म्यूज़िक हो, एक साधना की ज़रूरत होती है। जब तक साधना नहीं हो, जब तक प्रॉपर रियाज़ नहीं हो, जब तक प्रॉपर ट्रेनिंग बहुत ज़रूरी है, ट्रेनिंग नहीं हो, तब तक नहीं कुछ हो सकता, और इन सब के पीछे जो सबसे बड़ी चीज़ है वो है आपकी डेडिकेशन। आपके अंदर कुछ अगर करने की शिद्दत हो, तो कोई भी रास्ता मुश्किल नहीं है। आपके अंदर डेडिकेशन हो, तो कोई भी रास्ता मुश्किल नहीं है। पेशेंस रखना बहुत ज़रूरी है आज के दौर में, ख़ास तौर पे परफॉर्मिंग आर्ट में आप पेशेंस के बिना तो कुछ हो ही नहीं सकता। ये चाहा जाए कि हमें एकदम से सफलता हासिल हो जाए, तो दैट इज़ नॉट पॉसिबल, वो नहीं हो सकता। और शॉर्टकट्स किसी चीज़ के नहीं हैं, किसी भी जगह पर पहुंचने के लिए, किसी भी मकाम को हासिल करने के लिए आपको सीढ़ियां चढ़नी पड़ती हैं, एक जो जर्नी होती है उसको कवर करना पड़ता है। आप ये सोच के चलोगे कि नहीं मैंने एक फिल्म कर ली, अब तो मुझे ऑस्कर मिल जाएगा या फिल्म फेयर अवार्ड मिल जाएगा या मैंने काम इतना अच्छा काम किया है, ऐसा नहीं होता। आपने एक काम कर लिया, उसके बाद आपको और अच्छा करना है। ये सोच के नहीं बैठना कि मैंने ये मैं अपनी बात कर रही हूँ कि ये सोच के हमें नहीं बैठना कि हमने एक बहुत खूबसूरत फ़िल्म बना ली और इतना खूबसूरत इसका टाइटल है, इतना खूबसूरत इसका जो थीम है, तो इससे बढ़कर तो कुछ नहीं है। अगर ये चीज़ आ गई अंदर, तो फिर मुझे लगता है कि इनकम्प्लीट होना इज़ ब्यूटीफुल। अगर आप समझते हैं कि हम कंप्लीट हैं, तो वो स्टैग्नेशन हो जाती है। तो इनकम्प्लीट मरते दम तक वी आर इनकम्प्लीट। अगर हम इनकम्प्लीट रहेंगे तो हम कंप्लीट होने की कोशिश ताउम्र करते रहेंगे और कहीं न कहीं हमें सफलता मिलेगी और शिद्दत हो कुछ करने की, तो पूरी कायनात आपका साथ ज़रूर देती है।
जरूर जरूर। थैंक यू कल।
थैंक यू।
श्रेया।
Thank you so much, ma'am, for all the wonderful words.
Thank
Now,
you.
I request Mr. Ritwik Ghosh, Assistant Professor, DME Media School, to express the vote of thanks.
Thank you so much, Shreya. Hello, everyone. Hope it was a great experience for you all being part of this 7-day extravaganza of CIFFI 2020, the Mega International Film Festival. I deem it a great honor and privilege to be able to present my gratitude and thanks on this memorable occasion as Festival Joint Director. I had the privilege to organize 2 editions of CIFFI International Film Festival, one in 2019 and the other, of course, in 2020, where I sincerely tried to put in my best for a pleasurable experience for you all. As the law of nature is to expand, grow, and flourish, similarly, I'm sure CIFFI will certainly grow, flourish, and will be a force to reckon with in the coming years. I feel privileged in acknowledging and commending the vision and efforts of Dr. Amrish Saxena, Dean DME Media School and Festival Director of CIFFI 2020, the man behind this mega film festival. The initiation of this wonderful cause, which brings together this august gathering of filmmakers, storytellers, and movie buffs together under this one roof, that I'm sure would definitely inspire the future generation to create passionate films. Dr. Amrish Saxena is a constant inspiration for activities in DME Media School. Well, I would like to take the opportunity to express a heartfelt thanks to Dr. Vikrant Kishore, Festival Director CIFFI 2020, for his unstinted support and cooperation he has extended to the CIFFI team and valuable contributions from Australia. He organized 4 curated sessions, 2 panel discussions involving experts from Australia, which added to the richness of this festival. CIFFI 2020 team is extremely thankful to Mr. Vipin Sahani, Chief Patron of CIFFI 2020, Mrs. Kiran Sahani, Chief Patron of CIFFI 2020. A special token of deep gratitude to the Vice Chairman of DME, Mr. Aman Sahani, who is the patron of CIFFI 2020. I would like to tell that his passion for films and film production actually motivated us to organize this festival. He
Okay, I think there is a weak network connection at Ritik sir's end. So to conclude, I would like to thank each and everyone who have joined us for the valedictory function for CIFFI 2020. I would like to thank the team of CIFFI 2020 who has constantly contribute in various participations in various sessions for CIFFI 2020. Now I would like to share the brochure of ICANN 4, the international conference which is being organized by DME Media School. And this will be the 4th edition of this international conference. And I would like to share the screen with you. So this is the brochure for ICANN 4, and the tentative dates for the international conference by DME Media School would be May 21st to 30th May. So we are planning to hold this 10 days international conference, and the theme of this conference this year would be information communication and artificial networks. So we would be launching the international conference very soon. So with this, I take your leave, each and everyone. So stay tuned with us for more deliberations in the future. Thank you everyone to be the part of this valedictory function. Thank you so much.
I think there's a problem with the connectivity. I think the team members are working on this, and if it is resolved, then we will go ahead with the cultural program that is so I will urge upon everybody to please stay so that the cultural program can be enjoyed by everybody. And these are the performances which have been scheduled by the students of DME Media School. And as far as the activities which are to be followed after this CIFFI 2020, and if I can tell you something about that, because as I mean, right from Professor Ujjwal Chaudhary to Professor KG Suresh to Divya Sharma to I mean all such eminent people representing from different institutions, like Professor Chaudhary is the Pro Vice Chancellor of Adamas University, and Professor KG Suresh, who is the Vice Chancellor of Makhanlal University, Captain Divya Sharma, who is working in a senior position in MET Communication School, MET University. So everybody has extended a helping hand. I would also like to mention Mr. Praveen, who has been such a tremendous support in this festival. Voluntarily, everybody extended a helping hand, and then everybody since has committed to further collaborate and do some more things to do the CIFFI in a better manner. So we wish that the next festival will further grow, not only in number, obviously in number we have grown. Last year it was for 4 days, and now this time it was for 7 days. And it's not only the question of numbers or question of the number of days, the kind of content that was generated, and every day there was a content for 6 to 7 hours non-stop, and we had back-to-back sessions wherein practically there was no gap between one session and another session. So all that has happened, and since we have done all live streaming, and wherever the live streaming was not possible for copyright issues, we have recorded the sessions, and we have put all that on the YouTube. DME has a YouTube channel, DME TV, so all those contents are there only. So anybody who would like to refer to these contents at any point of time can access all these contents on DME TV. So in a way, a festival is not that whatever is happening at the moment, that is important. No doubt this is important, and then since the way we plan and we try to reach out the people at any given point of time, people were connected on Zoom, on YouTube, on Facebook, everywhere. So, and then beyond that, if somebody would have missed any program, that can be accessed anytime on DME TV. So this is a long-term importance of whatever we do. And similarly, our main focus, main emphasis was to create some such platform wherein there is something for everybody, for women, for children, for youngsters. So we planned all the sessions that way, and we tried to make it in on all inclusive extravaganza. So next year we believe that it is going to be a better in terms of number of days, and since more collaborations might be coming up, the kind of support that we have got, and as Dr. Vikrant Kishore suggested, we might take a decision to do something in India, some part of the festival in India, and some part of the festival in Australia. So all that will be possible. And then since we have also unveiled the brochure of the next icon, that is icon 4. We have already conducted 3 icon right from 2018 to 2020, and there also there has been a constant growth. We started from 3 days to 4 days, and then this year the ICANN 3 was conducted for 10 days, conducted for 10 days in the month of June. So we were thinking that that was such a landmark, which was very big to do. But then now we have created this. We thought initially to have this for 4 days. Now it finally turned out to be of 10 days, 7 days. So it's a completely 1 week extravaganza. Next time we may increase the number of days, we may increase the number of sessions, and definitely one thing which I personally believe as the festival director, we could not do much, and because there has always to be an introspection as to what you have done and what you are not able to do. So next time we will try to have more number of films from more number of countries, and there has to be some discussions, some deliberations, which is possible in the physical mode, in the real sense, because we wanted to have those discussions, but we found that the technology is not supporting that way. We created 2 platforms, one for the screening of films and one for all these kind of deliberations. But then on those platforms, the screening was happening, but it was not feasible to have one screening, then to stop the screening and then have the discussion, then have another screening. So that is how we could not do this. So next time, if the things are normal, and we believe that things will be normal very soon, then we will have a combination of this real and the virtual, and then we will be able to do that in a better manner. And I will also urge upon everybody to join. Now we have started preparing already for the next ICANN, next international conference, and which will happen in the last week of May 2021. It will be for 11 days, and we feel that we will get more participation in that. So that is all in this session. If anybody from the technical team, Ritik Ghosh or Sumantra Sarthi Das, if they are there, I will ask them to come over and take the things further. Else, we might be deciding to wind up the thing. Ritik, are you there? Manmeet?
Yes, sir. Sir, we are just ending the meeting. So that's all for the session, and that's for all for valedictory session for CIFFI 2020. So see you next time. So thank you everyone for joining us.